Hello everybody and welcome back to the greatest live show of all time. That is right, everybody. Today we're doing another episode of Dead Channel Maxing. Though I will say, I don't even know if the last episode we did was Dead Channel Maxing, because like we were actually doing well until, you know, YouTube decided to just disable chat for no reason against my will, but that's besides the point, okay? It was very sad, but now it should be working. But yeah, that was a very sad thing, because the stream was doing well. With that being said, congratulations, Totally Not Gay, on being the first person in chat. Hello, Paxo, Shatter Hacked, Lime, Random Animator, The Jaws Foundation, this, Savannah, Joyful Vibes, Queen Teen, Lilith the Foxy, Augie HRT, saying, L YouTube, I couldn't possibly agree more. Hey Femi, hello, Joyful Vibes. Hope you're doing well. Welcome back. Hello, Mr. Boredom. Good to see you again. Yeah, I agree, Alexi. Common YouTube L. Hello, River, Randy S. Paxo, Steph, Carol Smith, 33. Yeah, boo, Snowflakes. Hello, Femboy Stormtrooper. Hello, Raylan. Yeah, L YouTube. Hello, Almond Daisy, BBC. We're so back indeed, Maddie. Hopefully we're back for good. Yeah, dude, common YouTube L. I don't know why YouTube was like, you know what? We're gonna screw you over, Femyoz. Your streaming is doing extremely well, numbers-wise, compared to your other streams, you know. Everyone's having a good time. We're having a nice, long, schizo conversation. And it's like, you know, how did mods become mods? By being around for a while. I also only give mods to people, that are, 18 or older now. Throwback to when it would always be disabled like 8 months ago. Dude, that was so annoying. It would always do that. Purposely ended stream to stop the Typerios allegations. That is not true. YouTube can kiss my butt. Okay, I agree. I'm glad to see we're all on the same page. But yeah, for anyone that's watching the VOD that's wondering, why is the donut goal filled out? What are we talking about here? Well, we're basically talking about how YouTube sucks. So this is a stream from the same day. In fact, because we got a $5 dono, that I didn't do a Skirt Go Spinny for, from Batal Crafter, of course, I'm gonna do one right now, okay? Because, you know, it's, it carries over, okay? We'll have it carry over just this once, because, you know, oh god, I hope that wasn't too fast. With that being said, yes, YouTube is censoring me and you, okay? It's censoring all of us. It is censoring us all. I heard a door open, well, I didn't, so it must be on your end. It must be, or it must be the voices inside of your head. It's gonna be one of those things, okay? It's gonna be one of those things. I did not disable chat on purpose. I literally showed you that I am physically incapable of enabling it, right? YouTube does this occasionally. I don't know what causes it, but it's against the will of the creator. Like, I as the creator have no say when it does that. Like, I could disable chat right now if I wanted to, but I would just be able to re-enable it. Like, it wouldn't be grayed out. I don't believe you showed anything. I literally did. But yeah, anyways. No, that's like a YouTube L right there. Anyways. Let's see here. This is obviously a fetish. You're not a woman. That's so true. I have a gender dysphoria fetish. That's so true. How did you know? YouTube sabotaged me. Why are you eating your chargers? I do not eat chargers, Lime. Why are you back to this? Falsely accusing me with zero evidence of eating chargers. Like, based on what? Where are you getting this information from? I meant when you didn't show anything. Oh, okay. Good. Okay, thank goodness. Well, that's good news. Chat, because YouTube has decided to screw us over, even though we were doing well in the algorithm, double tap the smash like, especially if you smashed like for the first stream, okay? YouTube is against us. It's us versus YouTube, and we need to win. We need to spite the YouTube algorithm overlords who, you know, decide to screw small creators over, you know? What can I say? But yeah, with that being said, do you have siblings? I do have an older brother. She's eating chargers, chat. I do not eat chargers. This is fake news. Stop it. I was the first to like. Well, congratulations. But yeah, chat, we gotta get all of the likes back. We gotta get them all back. What's your favorite song? I'm gonna play drums to it. What is my favorite song? Chat, what's the best song in all of existence? I actually have no idea. I don't know if I have a favorite song. The woke at YouTube want to stop small businesses. Yeah, exactly. L YouTube W diaper lady. Are you calling me diaper lady? Okay, I see how it is. All right. We're gonna give 2 people mod, okay? All right, one of them is gonna be Femboy Stormtrooper. They've been around for a while, all right? Boo. add as moderator, standard mod, okay? It's been a really long time since I've given somebody mod. And you know what? Because Lime told me to, I'll give Diaperios mod. There you go. Because you told me to. Yeah, the other is Diaperios. Alright. What about Little Yos? Lime already had me give Little Yos mod, so yeah, good girl, Fem. Okay, thank you. Alright, anyways. Please give me mod. I'm not giving anybody else mod. I'm honored. Let's go. Yay, hell yeah. Were you a man? It depends on what you mean by man. Did I pretend to be a man? Yes, I did. I did pretend. I lied to myself and to the outside world. Though, I guess I wouldn't say I lied to the outside world, because I lied to myself, really. By trying to convince myself that I was a man, when at the end of the day, I really wasn't one. So, you know, unfortunate, but it's true. YouTube dead, built like my big toe. That's true, by the way. It is. All the Yossi get mod. Is that so? We need sounding Yos yet. No, we do not need sounding Yos. You're a man? No, you're a man. Checkmate, liberal. You were groomed by the system to not be a man, sorry. That's so true. I was groomed by Dr. Fauci and the woke mind virus. Ever since I got vaccinated, the vaccine gave me autism. What makes you a woman? Yeah, so when I refer to myself as a woman, I'm simply referring to the feminine social archetype, right? That's all I'm really referring to. I don't know if you would disagree with that. Like, do you disagree? Do I not fit into the feminine social archetype? Like, I don't know what else you'd be referring to. Anybody that says they're a man can kiss my whole butt. And if she's a man, then I'm purple. This is true, by the way. If I'm a man, then you're Thanos. Exactly. We need we do not need Pisios, actually. That's crazy. You're just a flamboyant man. Based on what? I wouldn't consider myself to be flamboyant. Even before I started transitioning, I was not flamboyant. You can look at my old video. I was just like edgy gamer. I'm still edgy gamer. Like, I'm still an edgy gamer type. That's like the archetype. Except I don't game as much. But still. I eat my charger Yos. No, we do not need that. His Yos confirmed. No, it is not. You guys like just make stuff up on a whim. Just for the sake of it. Because you know I'll react to it. Because I've got the lolcow gene. You're a girl? Shut up. Thank you. I agree. I don't know if I'm going to shut up, though. I mean, this is a live show, you know. It's a live show where, like, I talk. You know, that's kind of the point of the show. That one person, you mean Juices? Yes, Juices from the last stream. Juices. We love Juices. What's your favorite fandom? Ooh, that's actually a really easy one. My favorite fandom is this one. Yes, the Femyoz fandom. The greatest fandom of all time. Anyways. Pissing in her diaper, yes. Okay, you guys are mean. Why is everyone saying you eat charges? Because they spread fake news. They spread fake information. They're spreading... The woke mind virus is spreading. The fake news medium... Did I just say medium? The fake news media is slandering me. It's okay if you piss in your diaper. Well, firstly, I don't wear one. And secondly, I just don't piss, okay? Women don't piss, okay? Are you supposed to be a boy? What do you mean supposed to? Like, supposed to implies some sort of intent. Like, what are you talking about? Supposed to. I'm not supposed to do anything necessarily. There's nothing that I'm supposed to do in that regard, right? True, the fake chat media. Exactly. What does trans mean? It depends on what you mean. Are you talking about transgender or transsexual, right? Because you could break it down into two categories. So to be transgender simply means you identify not as the gender you were assigned at birth. You don't identify with the gender you were assigned at birth, and therefore you are trans, right? If you're not trans or cisgender, right? That means you identify with the gender you were assigned at birth, right? So like these are opposites. Transsexual means you are medically transitioning in relation to your biological sex, right? You are taking medical intervention in order to modify that to an extent, right? So somebody like me who is both on HRT and does not identify with the gender they were assigned at birth would classify as both, right? Anyways. You'll never be a woman, just a delusional gay guy. Well, first of all, I'm also attracted to women. I'm like bisexual, so you're wrong. But I'm glad to see you think you categorize me as the based HSTS type. Gender isn't assigned. Okay, when I call myself a woman, what do you think I mean by that? Because you're saying I'm delusional, right? Implying some sort of false belief. So, like, what's my false belief? What do I believe that's false? Like, what do I say or think that's delusional? I need to know. It's very important. You're so pretty. Thank you, Peanut. I very much appreciate that. Why are so many people intentionally ignorant and combative on this topic? I don't know. To me, it just comes across as, like, very low fluid intelligence. That's what it comes across as. Like, if somebody is just, like, really dumb, right? They have, like, a 70 IQ. I don't know how much of it is their fault. I mean, I'm still gonna make fun of them, but with that being said, you're so buttery. Wait, what does that mean? I actually don't know. Thoughts on CBT with Duracell batteries. That sounds awesome. I'm not gonna lie. That sounds like the greatest thing of all time. All right? That's exactly what I want to do for the rest of my life. Also love the choker. Why, thank you, Peanut. I very much appreciate that. I enjoy it too. That's why I'm wearing it. Can you pray with me? No, I don't think I will. Thank you for 50 likes, everybody. Obviously, continue to double tap. It's free. It's easy. There's no logical reason not to do it. You could be trans and all of that, but you would never be a real woman. What do you mean by real woman? Because when I refer to myself as a woman, I'm simply referring to the feminine social archetype, right? I'm not making a statement about my biological sex, so nothing I'm saying is false, right? So if I say I'm a real woman, all I'm saying is I really do fit into the feminine social archetype. Biologically, well, I'm not making a statement about my biology. If I call myself a woman, I'm not saying I'm a biological female. Those are two entirely separate propositional statements. Now, if I were to believe that I'm a biological female, that would be a false belief, right? Because that's not true, right? That'd be like a belief that is not grounded in reality, right? That'd be like a false belief about biological sex, but I don't have a false belief about my biological sex. So you are sadly mistaken. Anyways, let's see. The card guy, you're citing a Bible verse. Can you explain why I should give a shit about the Bible? Because I wipe my fucking ass with the Bible. Like, I just wipe my ass with it. So, like, I'm sorry, but, like, why do I give a shit? Like, why do I, as an agnostic atheist, give a single shit about what the Bible says? There's no evidence that the Bible is a reliable source of information. Anyways. Another statistic that's true. I'm part of the 59% of trans people that don't have this whole suicide meme, okay? That's right. I'm part of the 59% that doesn't act. All right? Being a woman isn't an emotional state. Hold on. Where in the definition, social feminine archetype, did I say emotional state? Can you find the part of the definition that I gave that describes an emotional state? If you can't, then you're just making shit up. Or you just don't understand what the definition means. So you're just going based off of what talking points you've heard. Why the Bible and not the Code of Hammurabi? That's a good question. Why are you acting like a woman? I don't know, because I can act however I want. What are you gonna do? Fucking piss and shit and cum in your pants? I mean, that's all you can do, really. I like all the weird sex going on in the Bible. Me too, I love sex. Sex is very based. Anyways. Yeah, we aren't atheists. We actually believe in Jesus Christ. We believe in God, as well as the son of God, Camden Gerard Davis. That is right, everybody. Out of all the LGBTQ communities inside of the LGBTQ, the trans community is by far the worst. They all have big egos and are all just restarted. Yeah, dude, my ego is massive. Or maybe I just think you're retarded. Like, do you think it's the former or the latter? Like, maybe you're just dumb, right? Like, I don't think I'm particularly smart. I just think that you're an idiot, right? That doesn't mean that I think I'm like, that doesn't even mean that I think I'm above average, right? I really don't think that. Like, if I want to be completely honest, I would consider myself to be average, maybe slightly above average. I don't fucking know. Who knows? That's an unfair question. He doesn't know what former and latter mean. True. True. Your brain cells. Our getting cooked by your pills. Dude, that's so true. That's so true. That's exactly what the pills do. They cook the brain cells. They cook the brain cells. Femi's eyes are so pretty. Thank you, Battlecrafter. I very much appreciate that. Can you split your hair in the middle? You mean do a middle part? I don't like the middle part as much. I've tried it multiple times. It just doesn't look as good. At least in my opinion. I know some people might prefer a middle part, but like, most people have middle parts. Like, most bitches got those middle parts. You know, the stereotypical, I am gonna just have it part at exactly the middle, like everybody else. Now, for me, that's a little bit basic. How much did George Soros have to pay to make your side look? That's a good question, Synth. That's a good question. I have to wonder. I like your brush. Hell yeah, I do too. That's why I use it. Middle part doesn't look gay enough? Exactly. How am I gonna attract all of, like, the lesbians and the transbians, okay? Chat is moving faster than my laptop can handle. Let's go. Dude, we're actually back to algorithm maxing? Holy shit, chat. I just jinxed it, didn't I? Alright, we can't get too excited. Alright, we're still maybe dead channel maxing. I bet Vosh is your daddy. Look, he used to be, okay? I disowned him, though, okay? Not the other way around. He never acknowledged my existence, alright? But yeah, no, ever since the whole horse lolly folder came out, I've just been like, yeah, nah. Like, once I saw what was in the folder, I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna associate with that one, Chief. I'm gonna be real, like, I'm just gonna, yeah, no, I'm good. Yes, we're so close to 69 likes, that's true. Chat, we need to get 69 likes again, because it's the funny sex number, which means it's you know, you only understand if you're a comedic genius, of course. But yeah, with that being said, but do these viewers even know how to donate to the stream? That's a really good question, Maddie. If you would like to support me and what I do, the Streamlabs link is in the pinned message. Streamlabs.com/Femyoz. Any and all donations are very much appreciated. The minimum is like, whatever, like $1 USD. And I read any and all donations. If it's the case that you're on mobile and you can't click it for whatever wacky reason, there are a couple things you could do. You could either A, type out the link in the pinned message manually, streamlabs.com/Femyoz. It's fairly easy to remember, just streamlabs.com/Femyoz. Or alternatively, you could click on my channel. The first link in the About section of my channel is my Streamlabs link. Any and all donations are very much appreciated. Now then, with that being said, do you have any pets? Bold of you to assume I'm not the pet. Satire. I do have a cat. Her name is Reese. She's very cute. I love her. I don't know where she is right now, though. What's your dead name? Why would I share my dead name? What do I get out of it? Lamau pet. Yos, shut up. Femyoz is the pet? Nuh-uh. Prove it. I didn't say that. I was just saying don't make assumptions, you know? Any advice on coming out to my parents? It depends on your, what's like a very, Voshite way of saying it since he got mentioned? Well, you see, if you are discussing whether or not you are homosexual in a discussion with your parents as the interlocutors, it is imperative that you understand your material conditions, such as whether or not it is the case that you rely on them as the source of income for your livelihood. Sheldon Cooper voice activated. That was my Vosh impression. You have to make it like sound like really autistic, but like in like a very specific way. All right. I think you only came out to one parent because your father definitely left you. What if I left my father? Then what? You must substantively provide your parents an ontological fact about your internal gender state. True. I'm homo suck it. Yo, that's based. That's based. Couches are my favorite. Dude, that is a certified JD Vance moment. 3 out of 10 Vosh impression. Not enough hair grooming and slurs. True. Dude, that was okay, but that was unironic, dude. Vosh used to be great, okay? He used to be great. He fell off, okay? But like, I don't know. Vosh impression was on point. You sounded just like an autistic trust fund kid from Beverly Hills. True. True. Do your bunk impression. Yeah, so it's like, wait, hold on, wait. How do I do, what's like the best way to do a bunk impression? I need context, okay? I need to like, say, somebody has to say something really retarded in chat and then I'll be able to do it. You must retardedly and substantively undermine your parental figure's axioms. Hey, thank you, Anonymous, for the $5 saying very much appreciated. Say dumb thing cutely. Gay is okay. This is true. Hold on, I need somebody to say something really stupid. Okay? Okay. Hold on, wait, somebody, okay. What are your guys' thoughts on modal realism, okay? This is the best way for me to do a bunk impression. If somebody is in favor of modal realism, okay, you're small. Okay, wait. No, somebody has to support modal. What the fuck is that? Dude, it has to be something really autistic like that. Dude, nobody knows what modal realism is. Dude, I don't know. I can't force myself to do an impression. It has to, like, come naturally. I feel dumb for the fact that it was Vosh who inspired me to major in sociology. Yeah, no, I get that. But actually, learning shit about sociology makes me realize Vosh probably wasn't that good at it. Yeah, fair. I support planes. Utilitarianism is ass. Okay, but, like, do you have any reason to believe that? Like, why is it ass? Like, what are you talking about? Like, are you retarded? It's ass? Like, do you have, like, an argument? Or are you just gonna say it's ass? You're just, like, begging the question. It's bad because it's ass. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it's actually the stupidest argument. Dude, yeah, no, yeah, let's go, it worked. No, literally. Dude, you just have to say it like a... Dude, here's the thing. That's pretty good. Let's go. Dude, it's very accurate. It's very accurate. You just have to say some retarded shit that, like, Noah would be autistically hyperfixated on. Alright? And then they will talk like that. You're really pretty. Thank you, Ravenmans. I appreciate that. I bet you're smaller than 2 inches. I am larger than 2 inches. By a substantial margin, actually. Hey, cute girl. Hello, Lily Asuna. Hope you're doing well. Please visit this page. No, I don't think I will. Draco Malfoy's dad went downhill, huh? Okay, that one's kind of decent. As a person who sounds exactly like Noah, I could say that definitely sounds exactly like Noah. Let's go! Dude. Voice impressions have always been like... I don't know if I'd say a strong suit, but something that I enjoy doing. I just have to hear somebody talk enough. Like, the more I hear somebody talk, the better I am at doing a voice impression of them. If you're not autistic, you can't say retarded. Well, I'm autistic, and I think everybody can say it. But that's my belief. I think it's a funny, silly word. But maybe that's just my view. I hope you get bent over and you get it inserted for 5 hours. You hope I have a good time. That sounds awesome. Thank you so much, Eric Cartman, for wishing me nothing but a good time. Aw. Very sweet of you. Hi, beautiful. Hello, fake love. I hope you're doing well, and thank you for the compliment. Your hair is pretty. Thank you, Toasty. Yo, I volunteer. I accept your volunteering as tribute line. Of course you're autistic. Of course I am. Everyone can say it, and I'm the most autistic person on YouTube. Nuh-uh. I bet I'm more autistic than you. Serious question. Do you think you're an girl, or do you just like dressing up and feeling pretty? And girl. And girl. Okay. It depends on what you mean when you say the word girl, right? So if we're talking about the feminine social archetype, if that's what I mean, then yes, I do think I'm one, right? If we're talking about biological sex, no, I don't believe that I'm a biological female, if that's what you're trying to get at. Like, I don't... Or are you, like, asking, are you, like, a trans girl or a femboy? Like, I don't know what you're asking. Definitely and girl. You could tell from that pixels. True. I'm actually an autistic transsexual Komodo dragon. And I think you can say it. This is true, by the way. I'm more autistic than you. Ja, ja, ja. Dude, that is true. They are laughing in Spanish. So, they do make a compelling argument. Do you say the N-word? Yes. You see, me and Jalen will sit in VCs for hours together in private. And we'll just say the N-word over and over again. How old are you? I am old enough to fuck your mom. You can ask her all about it. That's right. Only with the past. That's true. The N-word past is very important. Let's see here. What color hair would you want besides blonde? I don't know. Maybe I could get pink highlights or something. What does HSTS stand for? I don't know. I just know that it's like the other one. I know there's AGP, which is autogynephilia, and then there's HSTS, which is like the other one. It's the other one. It's for trans women that are straight or whatever. Drop your hair routine. I don't know. It's just like use shampoo and conditioner every other day and then put product in it or something. I don't know. You got aggressive? Is that so? AGP equals bisexual trans woman with high IQs. True. True. Unless I'm using it derogatorily because it's funny, in which case, then it's like, yeah, I don't know. Can you stop this live stream, please? I'm begging you. Aw, dude. Timbo VR. I better stop the live stream right now because you asked me to. He's begging, chat. He's begging. Don't you know he's begging? I better stop the live stream right now. I think you would look good with pink highlights. Real. I am a polyamorous, trans lesbian, bunny futanari. That is crazy. Thank you for sharing. She's AG on my P until I trans. Okay, I see. I am actually a murder hornet. What do you mean? Okay. They asked nicely. You should do it. Make $100. Make a $100 reward. I should do that. Oh, speaking of rewards, I forgot to do a Skirt Go Spinny for the $5 from earlier. I was busy reading chat, okay? I'm sorry. To be fair, usually I guess, like, if I'm doing a segment, though, then I won't do it. But, like, that wasn't a segment. But yeah, if I'm, like, in the middle of a segment and I get a dono, the person has to, like, request it in the message. Chat is moving so much faster. I know. That skirt is gonna go spinny. That's true. Adorable. Love this skirt on you. Is it because it's, like, one of the shortest ones that I own? I own two that are really short, and this is one of them. The fit is awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. OMG, I missed you, beautiful Princess Femyoz. How was your Christmas? It was alright. It wasn't bad. Woo, W spin, let's go. Very cute. Thank you, Batal Crafter. I need to explain something. I'm gonna be real, you probably don't. Dog, it's probably not that important, okay? Show it again, please. I missed it. Don't worry. If somebody donates another $5, you'll see it. Or you could just rewind the VOD. I don't know. One of the two would work. I bet. Am I what? Would you like to be more specific? Respond to Peanut. Dude, I can't respond to every chat message. I'm sorry. I'm so glad you had a good time. Hell yeah. What did Peanut say that's so important that I have to scroll all the way back? I don't want to spam, so last time I asked this, because I've typed it twice. How do you figure out you were trans? Because I'm having trouble figuring this out. So basically, I figured out that I wanted to, you know, look more feminine and become a femboy at least, okay? And wear feminine clothing, right? And then I was like, I actually don't want to masculinize, and I actually do want to feminize. And I found out that HRT femboys were a thing. So I'm like, fuck, I guess I'm going on HRT so that I don't have to masculinize against my will, you know? And then I, you know, went on HRT, like a year and a half ago. Eventually, new viewers started just by default, occasionally referring to me using she, her. And then I liked that more than, you know, he, him. So I'm like, okay, now I'm going from using any and all pronouns and being indifferent to using she, they, or she, her. And that's sort of how I figured it out. And it's like, okay, so literally what is the difference between me and a trans woman at this point? And the answer is there really isn't any, so it's just easy to categorize myself that way. Can you show a pic from when you were masculine? Yes, I actually could if you wanted. Chat, do I show you all the before and after pic? You know what? I'm feeling nice. I'm gonna do it. There should be one on my channel, actually. Yeah, there should be. I'm back. Welcome back. I hope you're doing well, Volt. Hope you're doing well. Okay, chat. Y'all want to see what I looked like one day before I started HRT? Yep. This was me. This was me. I'm not even joking. Before, after. This was from like a couple months ago. Before, after. Yup. Yup. You looked like a racist. Yeah, what a transformation. Glow up indeed. So different, amazing. That is not human. Whoa. I like you better now. Aw, thank you. Were your nips TOS friendly back then? They were. Are you asking for a shirtless photo? Glow up hits hard? Hell yeah. That second picture is out of bed? Yeah, it is. It is out of bed. Wait, do you remember that? I think I mentioned that briefly. Like, very briefly. I don't know. Bitch, I love you. I'm peaching for a bit. Yo, I love you too. Let's go. Both are cute IMO because I'm bi. Definitely prefer the newer version. Hell yeah. I remember that. Yes, let's go. You really changed for the better? Hell yeah. What's HRT? HRT stands for Hormone Replacement Therapy. The greatest therapy of all time. You know? You are adorable now. Thank you. I very much appreciate that. You look so cute. Why, thank you. Sup, motherfuckers? Hi, Parfait. Hello. It's good to see you again. It's good to see you again. Hello, Julia. What does that mean? Yeah, so like, for example, if you're assigned male at birth and you by default have testosterone in your system, so then you go on testosterone blockers and estrogen and progesterone, that would be an example of HRT. The Femyoz girl hardware update was peak. This is true, by the way. I was here yesterday to lol. That's true. That's true. That's true. But it's good to see you again regardless. It's that cranberry girl. That's true. HRT is Obama juice. True. Literally facts. You are spitting nothing but straight facts. What's your clothing style? I want to steal. I basically just wear whatever I feel like. This sounds weird, but I think the estrogen made your nose less pronounced. Well, if that's the case, then that's good news, because I have a massive schnoz by default. What mic is that? I believe it is a Fifine K670, if I'm not mistaken. I got it a really long time ago. It's an old microphone. Trump is an ass sucker, that's true. HRT equals happily renovating transmorphism. This is true, by the way. As a gay trans guy, I still think the after is better, not in a weird way. Well, thank you, and I appreciate that, and I know exactly what you mean. It's just like it's like when you see something, not on the basis of whether or not you're physically attracted to it, but just like, does it look better objectively? And the answer is yes. Of course it does. So true, you wear whatever the hell you want, exactly, and that's sort of how I found my style. I got to the point where I realized that actually, no, I don't want to live life for the benefit of other people, and actually not really their benefit, because what do they get out of me conforming? Like, I'm sorry, but like, there's no harm caused by me wearing whatever the fuck I want, and I want to wear whatever the fuck I want, and I'm happier if I do, so why not? Are you a man or a woman? I would say that I'm a woman. But it also depends on what you mean by those terms. You look more comfortable now? That's probably because I am, Maddie. I am more comfortable. There are only 70 people watching. Yeah, dude, we died in the algorithm. We're back to dead channel maxing, chat. Who's excited for more dead channel maxing? Yes, we love dead channel maxing. No offense, but you looked pretty crusty back then. I did, I agree. I don't disagree at all. It's because I was really depressed. Can we see that mug behind you? Yes, that is the Femyoz mug, which you can get at Femyoz shop. Though I think that the link is temporarily down. Yeah, for whatever reason, Femyoz.shop is currently broken, but it'll be back up soon. Dude, it's going down, chat. We're currently, dude, we're back to tipster maxing. No, we died in the algorithm, like within a half hour. I don't know why. Check this, please. Nah, I'm good. I am a sturgeon. Nuh-uh. Let's get 13 more likes. True. 12 more likes. Let's get to 100 likes. Why not? I am so glad, princess. Want to guess how old I am? I have no fucking clue. I'm gonna be real. I have no information to go off of. You have, like, no profile picture or anything. Yes, the mug is for sale. There are mugs for sale. I feel like spammers make the views go up. Yeah, but I think there were too many of them, which decreased the average view duration because it was, like, difficult for me to respond to chat. What did you look like then? I just joined? Yeah, so, for anyone that just joined, that wants to know what I used to look like, you know, before the whole, being transgender thing. Yeah, I know, crazy. This is what I used to look like. It's kind of crazy how that works, huh? Who would have guessed? May as well play Resident Evil 2 at this point, dude. You should just start tipster maxing and streaming that. Wouldn't that be so based and epic? Oh my goodness gracious. Stand up. She looked like a National Socialist German. What? Dude, whenever I show old pictures of myself, everyone is like, damn, you looked racist as fuck. Like, why? I wasn't racist. Yeah, glow up of the century. See, Dakota gets it. She understands. I wish I was older. Is that so? It's like, I don't know. I kind of like being 20. I think 20 is a good age. You know? Aryan Yos, Jesus Christ. As a trans guy, I feel much more comfortable in my own body. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Are you a dude? Nope. You are beautiful, baby girl. Thank you. I appreciate that. As a straight guy, I feel nothing. Fair enough. You looked like a racist homophobe that secretly sucked BBC. Well, goddamn. Goddamn. Can you do a middle part? No, it's physically impossible. That would defy the laws of physics for me to do. It's very unfortunate. If you were racist, I wouldn't be here. Yeah, fair. Womp womp, common sippy boy L. Wait. Is Florida Man here? I don't even know. These fried pickles bussin'? Is that so? If you had one wish, what would it be? To be able to receive infinitely many wishes. That's right. Because then that's like the smartest thing to do. Anyways. You didn't look bad, poor Maskios. Y'all are so mean. I think, okay, if I'm gonna be real, like, this version of me just looks like they need a hug. They have the dysphoria stare. They look so sad. Because I was sad. I was very sad. I was not a happy person at the time. So hearing all these insults would not help. It would not have helped. If I heard that back then, I would have killed myself. I mean, I can hear it now and it's like fine because like I don't look like that anymore. It's also a bad angle, true. It's not like a particularly good photo of me either. Anyways. What a transformation, but yeah, true. Sorry, what are your pronouns? She there. Ethnicity tier list to get the viewership back up. That's a great idea. I better do that right now. Love your smile. Aw, wait, that's actually kind of sweet. That's wholesome. We're not doing a race tier list, chat. How many times do I have to decline that as like an offer? We're not doing the race tier list ever, okay? Oh, I just want to hug you and tell you it's gonna be okay. Aw. Can you say a hi? No, but I can't. You can get timed out for spamming, though. You didn't look bad, just very, very depressed. Yeah, it's because I was very, very depressed. It's, like, hard to say because if I, you know, because it's like I look back and it's like, wow, that's a lot of dysphoria. Sorry, I just have to, you know, put lip gloss on. Let me know if I'm doing it wrong, chat. I'm new to this. If you want to do a race tier, let's put every race in an S tier. No, I gotta be like... Okay, does it look good? Chat, did I do good? Let me know if there's like any on the corner of my lips. You're supposed to lick it? That's a lie! Evil alternate timeline and be like Maskios, yeah. Dude, the reason behind why I'm evil is because of gender dysphoria, but I don't know. So instead of addressing it properly, I just get the, my forehead gives me dysphoria ass haircut, you know? First race is NASCAR, B tier. Put them all in F tier, humans suck. You know what? Fair enough. Looks good? Why, thank you. But yeah. Every race goes in S tier except for white people who go in A tier. No, it's just like you put like all of like the ones that are like socially acceptable right now to like be again. It's like you rank them based on, is it socially acceptable to rank them lower? That would actually be kind of a funny idea. It's like, okay, so like you know, it's like a little bit more socially acceptable to like shit on Jewish people than like this other just like, you know, white people go in F tier because like who cares? Yeah, French people go in F tier, British people F tier. Make up races, make people confused, spread lies. True. We could just spread a bunch of misinformation. Let's see here. Dude, I don't even understand. How does the YouTube algorithm work? I don't even understand. Check my last message. Okay. All right, fine. You're supposed to hit your tilt your head down when you apply it and make eye contact with the camera. Okay, that just sounds like a horny post. I don't believe that. I don't think that's what you're supposed to do. Also, it's more likely to get my hair in it if I'm like tilting it downwards. So I'd actually want to do the opposite, right? I want to tilt it upwards. Yeah, 5G radiation. We love 5G radiation. What? Nuh-uh. Yeah, no, I called you out. You need cat ears for the algorithm? Chat, do I put on the cat ears? Fine. I'll put them on if you insist. It's legit. Okay, uh-huh. Yeah, I believe you. Wait, why would Romanians go in F tier? I'm confused. What did they do? See, Lime gets it? True, you need to start making eye contact with the camera for engagement. Okay. Chat, do you just want me to stare at you? You just be like, hi guys, welcome back to a brand new live stream. Good kitty. Okay, this feels wrong. I'm like looking at the camera. This doesn't feel right. I'm too autistic for this. What the fuck? Yes, fake eye contact. Dude, what if my camera is mogging me? Then what? What do I do then? Do the finger thingy? Dude, I have to look down to look at chat. Otherwise, like, what am I supposed to do? I, like, read chat while I'm talking. India S tier, we start grifting for India. They got numbers? True. True. Aw, you have pretty eyes? Thank you. If your camera starts mogging, then you need to start mewing at it. How do you mew? I actually don't remember. It's like... Am I doing it right? Dude, I think I just mogged you, chat. Do the finger thing. What is the finger thing? What finger thing? I'm so confused. What is the finger thing? Am I dumb for not knowing what that means? Is it implied? Is there like a message implied by that? Yeah, you guys got mogged. What does mewing even mean? I'm too old? I don't know. What does it mean? Who knows? You do like the hush gesture and then like, hold on. Like that? Did I do it right? Did I do it right? Did I do it right? Did I do a good job? Did I just mog my chat? Good kitty? Wait, hold on. No, you're supposed to be like intimidated. OMG, sobs. Like trace your jawline with one finger. That's like what I did. Did I like that? It's not bottoming. There's nothing bottoming about me mogging you guys. You guys are getting mogged. Like, what do you want about? Scared autistic noises? Okay. Lamau, you look so cute. Nothing about this is cute. I'm not being cute right now, okay? Are you poor? Dude, why are you asking me if I'm poor? Yes, I'm poor. Donate using the Streamlabs link so that I'm not poor anymore. Donate or else I will go homeless or something. That's right. You're scaring the autisms? True. This needs to be in a TikTok Sigma edit. This is true, by the way. Your smile is so cute. Why, thank you. I appreciate that. You did the bottom fingers before you did the mog fingers? No, you are in fact being extremely adorable. No, I was being intimidated. You're beautiful, but the moving gave me chills. Wait, what does that mean? Suck in your face cheeks and keep a straight mouth. That's what I was trying to do. It's crazy how your mog gestures are just you making the hit or miss. I guess they never miss huh face. Shut up. That was not what it was like. Aw, she's intimidating in chat. Why is it in quotes? I am intimidating. Shut up. Okay? I am a very intimidating individual. I'll have you find. Alright? Nothing about me isn't intimidating. Dude. That was not the hit or miss meme, okay? Resident edit maker, respectfully get on it. Are you saying I intimidating, honey? I'm saying I'm intimidating. Aw, she's whining. I'm not whining. Shut up. I'm flirting with a boy while I watch this. Send help. I don't think you're doing anything wrong. I think that this is the best way to flirt with somebody. Anyways, check DMs. Do I have to? Because you're a bottom, you aren't intimidating? You play with them balls like it's FIFA? Okay, alright. Fave color clear. Okay, I guess I have to open Discord now. Me personally, I would never open Discord on stream, but this person in chat, Synthe, you know, she keeps making me do it. Do that face? Wait, hold on. Wait, let me see. How? Open in browser. Okay. Dude, this is the... Bro, what? How? It's like this? Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, so I gotta be like... Hold on, wait, I gotta mute. Okay, I gotta mute chat. Alright, it's very important. Did I do it right? Is that good? Mogging chat, you all just got mogged. How do you feel? How does it feel to get mogged? Yeah, why is there a lemon in chat? That's a good question. Yeah, you guys getting mogged. You're really annoying. That's not very nice. Haha, yes, mogging. See, chat, I am not bad at this. I am very good, actually, at this specifically. Mogging with bottom Riz in Ohio. No. It's top Riz. Nothing about my Riz is bottomy, okay? Check my last dude, I'm sorry, it's not that important. If I didn't read it, it's probably something stupid, okay? But you don't check mine. Oh, so you check that. But most of your- Why would I read your messages when most of them are you complaining about me not reading your messages? What? Why is she not reading my messages? It's like I don't read one message and then all of them are like, hey, why didn't you read my message? I haven't seen any of them that aren't like that aren't like useless. Like, of course I'm not gonna read the one that says, hey, you didn't read my last comment because it's dumb. I'm sorry, but I just don't care about your comment. Whatever it is. Because, like, if most of your chat messages are just you saying, read my previous comment. Read my comment. Read my comment, please. Please, read my comment. It's not fair that you aren't. You're saying, please visit this page. I did this myself. I'm more... Okay, I read those. Let me explain it all. I'm a developer. Okay, I don't care. I need to explain... Okay, please check this. And it's like, dude, why would I read those? It's not important. Whatever you're saying is not very important. I'm sorry. If it was important, you wouldn't be going to a fucking live streamer with it. Like, what? Yeah, dude, this is so important. That's why I'm going to tell a live streamer about it. Bro was about to say he's from the future or something? Yeah. You're cute. Read my previous comment. You're cute. Read my previous comment. Jesus Christ. Exactly. Agreed. No, literally. Dude, it's like, I'm sorry. No, Femyoz, please. Today's lottery numbers are 43. Gunshot. I have been mogged so hard, true. Dude, now my entire chat is just people saying, read my previous comment. I'm from the future. Femyoz is a girl kisser. This is true, by the way. Read this comment, bitch. No, I don't think I will. Oh, fuck. Too late. I already read it out loud. Gosh darn it. No! The "you're cute" in the middle is so funny. Read my next comment. Mogios. I'm gonna mog you instead. Baited? Dude, I've been tricked. I've been tricked. This is fucked up. Okay, anyways. Read my next No, we're not doing this. I created a movement. No, the fuck you. You created the worst thing ever. Femzong. What is better, lemons or limes? I have to say limes because my girlfriend is named Lime. Read this comment or no cookies before bedtime. What? Anyways, if you read the... No, never mind. I didn't read anything. Anyways. Dude, I'm not reading... Do I just sit here in silence? Dude, do we just have a Chud Logic stream? With just like a bunch of dead air? Dude, chat, we should have a Chud Logic stream. Just have a bunch of dead air and just never say anything. Yo, gross, you're dating a lime. Yeah, so what? So what? Okay, we're not doing this, chat. Dude, this is cancer. And just like that, the domino effect is begun. Where did everyone go? Dude, the stream died. We're dead channel maxing now. It's crazy. Okay. Dude, maybe kick chat will be better. Okay. Nope, there's nobody in kick chat. There's 7 viewers there, though. They're all watching. We're streaming in front of 7 people there. Maybe I need to refresh and it'll say less. Nope, it's 7. There's 7 people. They're just they're quiet. They're lurking. My hair is also bad. Honestly, you gotta start reacting to something to make these freaks normal. True. Lamau, you stream on Kick? Every once in a while, yeah. Okay, chat, I want to take the cat ears off and put on the headphones, because, like, the headphones will crush the cat ears. Sadly, it's very sad, but it's the reality. Jangle keys in front of their faces. That's a good idea. Otherwise, they're gonna not behave. You guys better be behaving yourselves. Are you guys misbehaving? Oh, wow. Me personally, I would never eat a lollipop and watch viewers appear. The thing is, as I ran out, I need to buy more, sadly. I ran out. It's so sad. But yeah, I guess I could buy more. Dude, this is fucked up. Okay? Dude, I get less viewers than fucking Queeman now. Like, by a lot. It's like, actually, like, it actually makes me angry. Because, like, why? Dude, what about this guy? Okay, this guy gets 2 viewers. Dude, I don't remember why I subbed to him. I think he got it in, like, a drama. And I was like, I wanted to see if he responded. I don't know who he is. He looks like someone that would have been made fun of in small commentary. I'm gonna be real. I could be wrong, but he looks like somebody that, like, 2 more till 100 likes. True, make sure to double tap, everybody. It's very important. Very important. Anyways. Literally 1 like away. Just one. Who wants to be the 100th like and double tap? I'm just saying it's free. It's easy. Watch American Dad best moments and play some Subway Surfers. That's a really good idea. I agree. All right, double tap the smash like. Very important. Very based. You got 100? I don't see it. Double tap. Who wants to be the 100th like? I don't see it. Where is the 100th? It says it's saying 99. Where are you seeing 100? I think it overcounts on your end. Emra was doing numbers for a while? Yeah. I saw that. Dude, what happened to him? What happened to Emra? Mine's at 100? I don't know. Double tap anyways. Alright. Regardless of that fact. Chat, does anybody remember Kaitlin Bennett? Does anybody remember her? Does anyone want to watch a video from Kaitlin Bennett? Woo 100. Thank you for 100 likes, everybody. Wait, let's see. Is it actually 100 likes? Thank you for 100. Keep double tapping, of course. Chat. Do we watch this? I want to watch a video from Kaitlin Bennett. Now, for those of you who don't know, Kaitlin Bennett is known for shitting her pants. That's like the #1 thing she's known for, and being really bad at interviewing people. Like, she tries to get dunks on people that are like left-leaning or liberals or whatever, but she does like a piss poor job at it. Or at least that's what she's known for. Now, has she gotten better is the real question. And we're going to try to answer it today because this video was uploaded 3 weeks ago, just 3 weeks ago, on the Liberty Hangout channel. So let's see what this is all about. It's called Psychology Student Says Men Can Be Women. Now, something tells me that's actually not what they said, but we'll see. Maybe they did say that. Maybe that's really what they said. We're going to find out.
What is a woman?
I think anybody, honestly,
Feminine social archetype.
a woman is just somebody who, you know, thinks they're a woman. I mean, gender is just defined.
No. Okay, this is not how you respond to the question, okay? If you don't know how to respond to something like this, all right? Just be like, I don't care. Why are you interviewing me? You're like weird. I'm like going on a walk. Why are you asking me questions? I don't know who you are. You know? We'll shit ourselves in solidarity. She does a piss pants job at it. Yeah. Or like she'll find somebody like this that like doesn't really know how to answer the question.
Defined by society.
Does someone with a penis, is that a woman?
Hey, I mean, I'd say if they're not actively using it, sure. Like, if
That's a stupid definition. You could absolutely actively use it and still be a woman, okay? See, that's the thing, is my definition is very consistent, okay? Like, does somebody fit within the feminine archetype, the feminine social archetype in society, right? That's like a very easy question, right? Like, we're talking about the way in which we're socially categorized. There's nothing biological about pronouns. So, like, it's like a really easy argument. Right?
if you want to call yourself a woman, more power to you.
Dude, what is this fucking intro? I forgot about.
Have you heard about Harry Potter?
Yes.
What they're doing with Harry Potter, the new TV show?
No.
Okay, so you haven't heard of? Are you
Dude, there's a Harry Potter TV show. This is news to me.
a Harry Potter fan?
I'm a fan, but I've been distancing myself from it.
Okay.
Her definition of a woman is a bottom. Okay.
You know.
What?
Yeah, you're not even. Wait, you're actually right though. So wait. So wait, I would be a woman, but Dakota wouldn't be by that definition. Wait, that's fucking weird though. Wait, but like, even if you're a trans med, why would that be like a? That doesn't make any sense as a standard, because like, she's been on HRT longer than me, so like, by trans med standard. Dude, I don't fucking know. All right, dude, I'm overanalyzing this. I think this person is just like not able to properly answer questions. I'm a girl boss. It's a different thing. True. I didn't admit to anything, by the way. All right.
Why? I don't.
Yeah. What about switches? Then you're like that means that you're gender fluid. Okay. If you're a bottom, then you're a woman. If you're a top, you're a man. And if you're a switch, you're gender fluid. That's how it works.
Agree with J.K. Rowling's view on, trans people, but so.
Okay, look, if you're not like somebody that's good at answering questions, just don't engage. Just be like, dude, why are you asking me this? Like, why do I care? Like, can you explain why I'm supposed to give a fuck about the question you're answering? Sorry, the question you're asking me. Jesus Christ. I can't even speak properly.
But I'm fine with other people supporting it, more power to them. I don't.
What is her view? I honestly have no clue.
Doesn't really.
Dude, that's such a lie. Hold on, wait. You have no clue what her view is and you're asking me about it. Why would you be asking me about it if you have no clue? Like, what are you talking about? You just have no clue. Just none whatsoever.
Really like them or think it's. I'm pretty sure she thinks it's a mental illness, which
Okay.
I don't. So
Okay.
I'm a psychology student. So,
Okay, so psychology student.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, from your perspective, because you're in psychology, that's pretty important. If you could tell her or correct her with something, what would you say?
I would say, the science is changing on it all the time. Do your own research on it, read.
Yeah, I agree with doing your own research, by the way. Do your research. I agree with that. But that's not the best argument.
Papers on it and that kind of stuff.
Like that, like it's not like this person is gonna be like, like, oh yeah, do some research, and then Kaitlin's gonna be like, yeah, dude, you know what? I am gonna do research. I just never thought of it before. It's like, no. Like, she's not operating in good faith. She literally said, after asking you about J.K. Rowling, right? There's no logical reason to ask that question. Unless you know what she believes.
Stuff, don't just assume, people. Just go out and talk to people, that actually, are trans and stuff like that.
What has she said about them?
That, it's not going to matter what you think. If you're born a man, you're born a man. If you're born a woman, you're born a woman.
But this is a nothing statement. Like, what does it mean to be born as a man or a woman, right? Like, you could make the argument that, like, a trans woman is born as a woman, right? Like, in terms of the, I mean, it's, like, that would be, more in line with, like, a view in relation to, like, hormone washing that occurs within the womb, right? So, like, one theory is that, like, one of the main factors that causes somebody to be trans is the hormone washing that occurs within the womb, right? So if there's like a disconnect between the extent to which your brain is exposed to androgen versus the body, then that could cause somebody to have some sort of gender incongruence, right? That's like one view out there. In which case, they would just go back to the question, like, what is a woman, right? So like this person obviously isn't doing a very good job, right? You fundamentally need to make the sex gender distinction, which this person is not capable of doing. Woman is an adult human female. Also, some people are born women is just an obvious contradiction. You aren't born an adult. This is true, by the way.
I personally don't care. Whatever.
And you think a man could be a woman?
I think whatever is in somebody's pants, that's their business, not mine.
True. I mean, who cares what somebody else's genitals are, unless you're trying to fuck them. Also, thank you, Mattios, for the 2, saying a woman is just an uwu man. That's true. It's like a man that's like, uwu. Sorry, that was really fucking cringe. Why did I do that?
Honestly, so I don't care.
What is a woman?
I think anybody, honestly, a woman.
Anyone that identifies within the feminine social archetype in society. Just like have some sort of definition. Or if you want to be like, or if it's somebody like Kaitlin Bennett, right, who really likes the Google definition, right? If you look up woman definition, okay? All right? You'll notice that oftentimes they like to defer to this first usage of the word, an adult female human being, okay? All right? Adult human female, okay? But if you scroll down a little bit, a person with the qualities traditionally associated with females. Now, this isn't a perfect definition. It's not all-encompassing, right? None of them are. But if you were to cite this and say, well, it is a definition from the Oxford Dictionary, why does your definition from the Oxford Dictionary supersede mine? Could it possibly be the case that both of them are correct definitions depending on the context, if we're going by Oxford Dictionary standards? In which case, why, in a social context, would your biological definition supersede my social definition? Right? It's like a really easy argument to go down. So like you could memorize this definition if that's like easier to defend, right? Like if they just want to play like the weird definition game. Like it's like a really easy argument to go down.
Is just somebody who, thinks they're a woman. I mean...
Nope, that's circular, okay? Yeah, so like somebody that thinks they're a woman, right? That's like, you're just begging the question, right? Like, what is a woman though, right? That doesn't answer the question. Like, that's the thing, is people like Kaitlin Bennett will go out of their way to interview people that don't know how to respond to questions. In fact, I guarantee you, there are interviews that got cut, right? If it was the case that Kaitlin Bennett were to interview somebody like me, okay? You better believe that's not making it in a video. Or if it does, it's gonna be heavily fucking edited, right? So you better believe I'd be recording that shit on my end. Yeah, dumbass with empathy versus dumbass without empathy. This is a fire debate. No, literally. It's just like she memorized, like, they both just memorized like a few talking points, kind of, but they don't actually understand them.
Gender is just defined by society.
Right.
Like, sex, yes, that is biological, but gender...
Okay, good. Good start. Making a distinction between sex and gender. Okay.
That's just a social construct.
Okay. So if someone said, I'm a woman, like, what does that mean, though?
Whatever it means to them, honestly. Like, some people would say...
Feminine social archetype.
I shouldn't be considered a woman because I don't want to have children.
Feminine social archetype.
Well, your desire to have children or not, that doesn't define if you're a woman. Would you say that your ability to have children or not would... So, like, having the organs...
is biologically woman.
Well, yeah, like, for instance, like, you would agree, like, if, say, for instance, there was, like, a woman born without a uterus that didn't have the capacity to give birth, was infertile, born a biological female, you would agree that she's a woman, right? So, like, I don't know why you would defer to that as a standard.
She can't have children.
But she does have the organs that would make that... I think that's what they're arguing, right?
Like, like my grandmother had a hysterectomy. Does she no longer become a woman because she no longer has the organs?
I don't know. You know, that's a good question.
You don't know. Wait, why is the response, I don't know, that's a good question? What do you mean, I don't know? Like, what? Wait, what? Wait, she's retarded. Wait, that's so funny.
Because she no longer has the organs?
Wait, this is like somebody that has no experience in debate. Like, this person has never debated in her life. She wasn't able to tell that that Kaitlin was asking the question in bad faith. And she just gets she destroys Kaitlin anyway. How do you lose? You're the one prepared with the questions. This person is supposed to be caught off guard. Yeah, dude, no, literally. Yeah, dumbest trans enjoyer versus smartest transphobe, literally.
She no longer become a woman because she no longer
organs that would make that. I think that's what they're arguing, right?
Like my grandmother had a hysterectomy. Does she no longer become a woman because she no longer has the organs?
I don't know. You know
I don't
That's a good question. But does someone with a penis, is that a woman?
No, the obvious. Wait, hold on. She just evaded the question. Now, obviously, if you're in this woman's position, you would just be like, no. Answer the fucking question. Like, it's either the case that she's a woman or she's not a woman, right? There's no middle ground, though. It's not, I don't know, right? Is it the case that she's a woman or is she not a woman? Like, if not, okay, so infertile women aren't women then, which is crazy. Like, you gotta hold somebody like this to what they say, right? You can't just be like, you can't just let them say, I don't know. You don't know. You have no idea. You don't know if she's a woman or not. You just have no clue. What pronouns would you use? Would you finally accept the singular they them as being grammatically correct and refer to her using they them? What are the pronouns you would use for her? Yes, she's known for shitting herself at a party.
Hey, I mean,
Yeah, my grandma had a hysterectomy and now she's non-binary. Exactly. Oh, so she's like non-binary then? Oh, no, so she's still a woman. Okay. So wait, hold on. Whether or not she's able to give birth is irrelevant then. So you just destroyed your entire argument. I'm waiting for the day that I get interviewed by somebody like this. Holy shit. I need to get interviewed by somebody as stupid as Kaitlin Bennett. Because, like, obviously they're gonna have no fucking clue that they'll get destroyed, right? They think that they're gonna be better prepared than me. They're not. They haven't done any research on the topic. They just have, like, a few memorized talking points that are, like, easy to debunk if you know what you're talking about.
I'd say if they're not actively using it, sure. Like, if you want to call
If you're a bottom, then you're a real woman.
yourself a woman, more power to you. I don't care.
So what standards do you place to be like, okay, you say you're a woman, that means you are XYZ. Or if you're like, are you a woman, what would you expect that person to say? Like, what standards
I would expect them to say the words, I am a woman, if there's any ambiguity to it.
are there to be a woman?
I don't have a standard for it. It's if somebody introduces themselves to me and they want to be a woman and they want to go by she, her pronouns, more power to them. It's none of my business.
Okay, what do you think about the people who might be offended by that, saying like, no, men don't give birth, women do. That's offensive towards us as women.
That sounds like a skill issue. If you get offended by that, then you're just bitch made and you need to fucking grow a spine.
Don't want men in our spaces, especially bathrooms or locker rooms. We think that that's important.
Oh, wait, hold on. That's another separate talking point. Okay, so you don't want, by men, do you mean trans women? Because those are two separate categories, right? So it's actually the case that when trans women are allowed in women's restrooms, it actually doesn't increase the statistical likelihood of cis women getting assaulted. However, when trans women are forced to use the men's restrooms, they are infinitely more likely to get assaulted. So if we're doing this on the basis of harm reduction, what do you think is better? Increasing or decreasing the sexual assault rates? What are you in favor of? Because I'd be in favor of decreasing them. Because I'm in favor of harm reduction. Maybe that's not a standard you use. Maybe you're in favor of increasing harm, in which case you're an insane person.
To, define women's rights and have a special place for women.
Hey, it's America. You're allowed to have that opinion. As long as you don't impose on other people, like I said, more power to you.
Okay.
Just don't be a dick to other people about it. Yeah. No pun intended.
Do you think that's the only thing that makes a woman is what's in her pants?
No, like I said earlier that...
Wait, no, she literally said that that's not the case. She literally said the opposite. Like, do you... So that's just what you think, right? Like, what's in their pants? No, that's actually the opposite of what she said. She said that it doesn't matter.
It's a sociology construct, you know? Society determines what it is or isn't. I mean, if you look at countries overseas, you know, India has a whole section of genders. Like, their gods.
I guess you could make a descriptive claim saying, yeah, in terms of like how gender is described broadly, yeah, society sort of makes that determination. But then you could also make a prescriptive claim about the way we ought to use language, right?
There's over 100 of them. Not the gods, but, you know, the genders that they can be.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah, no, like, obviously this person doesn't give a fuck about gender-related issues. Right?
Like, biology-wise.
It's like, how is this random person she found on the street, this random woman winning the debate? She doesn't give a fuck about the topic. She's not prepared ahead of time. Like, she just doesn't give a shit, right? Kaitlin Bennett had time to prepare. And Kaitlin Bennett is still losing. It's actually impressive. It's, like, genuinely impressive. Like, I was surprised that Kaitlin Bennett managed to lose the debate. And she still decided it was a really good idea to upload it.
Wise, maybe not. But as far as gender.
Fem, do you agree that trans women could be considered female? What do you mean when you say female? Like, biologically, no. Like, we're not biologically female. But whether or not we're biologically female is irrelevant. That's the whole point of the sex-gender distinction. It doesn't matter if we're biologically female. That's irrelevant. That has literally no bearing on our gender identity whatsoever or our social standing. Or at least it shouldn't, right? Like, if we were biologically female, then what would we be transitioning to and from? Female to female? That wouldn't make any sense. Yeah, no, the anti-SJW's lost. It's crazy. It's, like, actually impressive. Anyways.
Gender itself, it's purely sociological.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate your time. Thank you for staying here so long with me.
Oh, you're fine.
I appreciate it. Hey, it's me again. I came to ask you to donate to my Patreon at patreon.com.
How about you, yeah, dude. Do you wanna donate to the Pants Shitter Fund? Then there's the place to do it. Do you agree that you are cute? Why not? Not really, because I don't see myself that way, I guess. So just like based on intuition. I would say that trans women can absolutely be considered female if they medically transition, that is. No, I would argue when you transition, medically, you're like self-inducing like an intersex condition, right? So you would have sex characteristics of both, right? So I wouldn't say that you're like biologically male or female, right? Like you would have some of each. They fucking weirded their way into irrelevancy, real. I would say at the moment you start doing things like HRT, you start becoming more biologically female than male. Well, no, that doesn't make any sense either, right? It's like, oh, day one of HRT, now I'm more female than male. That doesn't make any sense, right? Like, if we're talking about, like, the distribution of sex characteristics, right? That's, like, what you would say you're cute. Do I have to? Because you are? Am I? You can only be one of two XX and XY. Okay, well, what about, like, XXY? That's, like, a thing that exists. You know that, right? Or, like, XO? Yeah, you have to. Okay, fine, I'm cute. No, it's XX and YY. Or sorry, XY and YY, true. As Trumpster Bob would have you find. Yes, should be considered transsexual female, which is different from a cissexual female, but both should be considered female. I don't know. I would have to think, what definition serves more utility? Because, like, I wouldn't consider myself to be biologically fully male or female, right? Like, I'm definitely not a biological female, right? I don't know. Did you see my precious message? Oh, you mean previous? Which one? The one that I read out loud? Yeah, there's also XYY. But we don't base gender off of chromosomes, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, XY and YY, the two genders. What about trans women who don't medically transition because they just don't want to stop committing crimes, and men's prisons are too scary? Wait. Trans women who don't medically transition because they just don't want to stop committing crimes. And men's prisons are two. What does that even mean? I'm confused. Yeah, the two gingers, male and property. I love how the people who care so much about biology didn't spend a single minute studying sexual biology. Yeah, it's like, oh, the standard I appeal to is biology. And then it's like, you ask them if they know what a bimodal distribution is, and they have no idea, even though sex isn't a binary, it's a bimodal distribution, right? But they don't know that because they don't actually care about biology. So you admitted to not being fully biologically male anymore. Wouldn't be that be more considered transsexual female? Did you not change the parts? Oh, change parts of your biology through HRT. No, I agree that I changed aspects of my biology. Right? It's not completely immutable. That doesn't mean that I'm a biological female, though, right? You could say that I'm a transsexual female, meaning that like I'm medically transitioning certain characteristics in relation to biological sex to make them more female or whatever, right? That doesn't make me a biological female, right? Does that make sense? Like I'd still say I'm more biologically male than female, but I guess it depends on how you categorize it. Anyways. You're a biological bottom, nuh-uh. Why say biological female? Why not just say cis? Because if we're exclusively talking about biology, right? We're talking about where do you fit onto the bimodal distribution, right? So it's going to be the case that a transsexual woman might like on the bimodal distribution itself, be like somewhere in the middle or closer to male in terms of biology, right? I don't know. I'm not really that interested in categorizing that. Just because it's not useful in day-to-day life, but I don't even think it matters if you're like biologically male or female, though. I don't think it's relevant. Femyoz ignored me, she hates me. That's not true. Can I come on and explain my point better? I guess you could. But I mean, I guess it depends on like how you categorize sex, right? Like I have the biological makeup that is aligned more with biological males. That doesn't make me fully biologically male, but I'm not biologically female either, right? Like all I'm describing, I'm exclusively describing the bimodal distribution. I don't need to use social terms to describe the biological concept. Hold on. Lily, let me find you. Where the hell? Oh wait, I spelled it wrong. Ah, no. Oh, there we go. Okay. Dude, it makes the different sound. Okay. Something only set the deal in absolutes. Real. Bimodal distribution isn't even that accurate. There are far too many dimensions to sex to say that it's bimodal distribution. I don't know about that. I mean, that's like the scientific consensus. Anyways, hello. Oh wait, I need to change the audio. Give me a sec. Boop boop boo. Voice and video. Do do do. Hello?
Or no? Hello?
There we go. Now I can hear you. Okay.
Hello. Should I turn on my
you said you
camera or
wanted-
no?
If you want to, it's up to you.
Will the chat even be able to see me?
Yeah, I could show you on screen if you wanted.
Okay.
It's up to you. Whatever you're
Greetings.
comfortable with.
I'm not
Greetings and
wearing any makeup
salutations.
otherwise.
Oh
Yes.
god, how do
Hello.
I just need to... Okay, there we go. There we go.
Hello,
Hold
chat.
on. Hold on, wait. Let me exit and enter full screen. Give me a sec. Okay, there we go. Sorry, it was just broken. Alright, hello. Alright, you said
Hey,
you wanted
how's
to
it
come on
going,
and make
hon?
your point better? Alright, how are
Yeah,
you?
so here's the thing. So what I'm saying is, I'm basically using Nominal Naomi's framework of this, and like this is something that I think she really thought through, and this is something that I really like resonate with. That like, it never hit me right to talk about like you know, when talking about us, like to say that we're quote unquote biologically male. Like I can't say that point for people who don't medically transition. Like maybe at that point, like, yeah, okay, maybe I can say that they're biologically male. But like for those like you and I who medically transition, like I can't say that anymore. Like we literally have
Why?
breasts, we literally have skin like that of a female. We have scent that smell
We have
that, you know, we smell
some.
like females. We
Yeah, so
have
we would have
facial.
like a distribution of both male and female sex characteristics, right?
I mean, yeah, but it's more. But like we at this point we align more in line with females. Like when it comes to our
Not
hormone levels, when it
necessarily.
comes to our fat redistribution, when it
Oh yeah,
comes
in
to
those
like
regards.
for things like, you know, for me, I had surgery to also correct certain things. So like
Mm,
I have full breasts. I have, you know,
mm.
I've had facial feminization surgery. You know, I've had feminine body contouring. Like I have more of a feminine figure than I do a male figure at this point. Like it's just like you can change like that's why I like the terms transsexual like this is, and without it being like a weirdo like transmedicalist talking point, like I like reclaiming the word transsexual to
Me
mean
too.
specifically just for medical transition. So, and that's
Right.
how we can also be considered female because we have changed aspects of our
Okay, when
uh
you say biologically female, what do you mean by that?
when I say biologically female, like we have changed aspects of our biology to align more with females than males. We
Okay,
can't
but I'm asking.
obviously
Okay,
go all
I'm
the way.
asking you
That's
though.
why I say transsexual female versus cisexual
Okay,
female.
yeah. So there's gonna be a distinction there, right? But if we're talking
Correct.
exclusively about our biology, right? Like if for whatever reason we're talking, because again, I would argue that it serves utility to isolate the variables, right? I don't want to conflate them, right? So rather than introducing different, like, okay, transsexual female is like I mean that's going to be something that's useful when describing a certain like set of
Right.
biological characteristics that you will tend to see, right?
Yeah.
But I would
So
also
like,
argue if we are simply describing where you lie on the bimodal distribution of biological sex, right? It's going to be the case that no, we're not biological females, right? That's all I'm saying.
how come? What makes you say that?
Because you would have to be biologically female. What are you talking about?
Because
We have
we have aspects of being biologically female.
we have aspects of being biologically male. What is your point?
What do you mean
We
we
have
have? Okay,
both.
we have. That's why we'd be considered transsexual, not.
External and internal sex organs from me, right?
I mean, there are, you know, trans women that have
My
those
vocal
as
cords,
well,
right? My vocal
huh?
cords. Yeah, my vocal cords, internal and external sex characteristics, etc. Right? It's going to be the case that while it is true that some sex characteristics that I have are going to be female, others are going to be male, right? So you would have you would be somewhere closer to the middle of the distribution. If we're talking about a distribution, a bimodal distribution of sex characteristics, we would be closer to the middle. It's not exclusively
No,
male or
I
female.
would say that we're closer to being feminine than we are being
Feminine
masculine.
and female are different things, right? Not you're conflating terms. If we're talking strictly biologically, right? Not just in terms of like biological characteristics that we see, but like just biologically, just biological characteristics, right? I would argue that we're not
I
biologically female, right? If we're
right.
talking strictly about biologically, we'd be some form of self-induced intersex, right? Because we would have both male and female sex characteristics. That's not a good or a bad thing. That's just the way it is. But that has no
Right.
bearing on our social
That's
standing.
why I'm saying the word transsexual female would still be applicable to that.
I
Like that
agree that
we
transsexual female would be applicable to that, right? If transsexual female is a term that refers specifically to that, then yes. But if we're talking about whether or not somebody is a biological female, that is a separate term that means something
no,
separate. In which
I
case,
don't
we would not
literally
be
think
biologically
that I
female.
have a uterus and bleed and can give birth. I don't
Okay,
believe
so
that
then it doesn't. So if we're talking strictly where we lie on the bimodal distribution, right? We wouldn't say that we're biologically female, right? We wouldn't say that. That serves no utility.
I think that's why I have the distinction of cisexual versus transsexual females. Like we still have changed
Yeah,
aspects of our biology to
that's true.
meet that criteria.
Okay. If we're
Okay, so here's a
exclusively
better question. If I've done those things here, I'm gonna, sorry about that. If I call, if, sorry, my girlfriend's calling me. I'll get back to her in just a second. But what I'm trying to say is like when we have, when we've changed parts of our biology, you know, like we can't call ourselves biologically male anymore. Like that just seems
Okay, sure. You could argue that I'm
not
not
only
biologically
reductive but
male.
just like incorrect. Like it's insensitive. It's a weird thing. It
Hold on,
gives TERFs a
insensitive.
fucking huh?
Hold on, wait, insensitive. Like,
Yeah,
what is the
insensitive, as in like
context?
why use this is the exact same kind of stuff that I argued with Malcolm on, like why use reductive language when we have better terms that
It's
could be
literally
like
just the sex gender distinction that makes it very obvious that I don't care what my biological sex is. That's the point. The fact of the matter is, I don't care if I was assigned male at birth. I don't care that I'm.
I don't care
in
either.
part, right? So if it's the case that say for instance somebody is biologically male, okay, that doesn't necessarily mean that has anything to do with their gender, right? You would agree with that, right? They could have the opposite in terms of their gender that would be associated, right? They could be a woman that's biologically male. There is no contradiction in terms there, right? So it's not insensitive to say.
Do you think that it's at all that has any utility to in a medical setting, like in a doctor's office, a doctor would just refer to you as a trans-identified male? Do you think that would like exclusively?
No, that's not what I said. No, that's
I
not
know
what
that's
I
not what
said.
you said, but you're
If I'm
opening the
making-
door
if-
to
so,
things
no,
like
I'm actually
that.
not, right? That's called the sex gender distinction. So are we talking about biological sex or are we talking about gender? That's the distinction, right? So
We're
if it's the
talking
case
about
that, let's say-
biological sex, and we have
Mhm.
and
If we're talking
I've
about
demonstrated
biological
how.
sex, okay, if we're talking about somebody's biological sex, right, then it's going to be the case that, say, for instance, me before HRT would be 100% biologically male, right? That's just a fact. I was biologically male, completely. There's
You
no
were, but then
disagreement
you went
there.
on HRT,
Mhm,
and now
I
you are no
was,
longer
right.
that.
Okay, so yeah, I'd be somewhere in the middle. Okay, so if it's
No,
the case,
I would say
if
that
it's the case, okay, if it's the case that say for instance me back then, if we're describing my biological sex, you would agree that it was biologically male. The dispute is
Back
not
then,
whether over.
before you took
Okay,
hormones,
let me
yes.
finish. The dispute is not over whether or not I was biologically male at the time. The dispute, if there would be any dispute, is when does it make sense to talk about biological sex, right? That is the question. It's not whether or not this is my biological sex. It is more along the lines of, is my biological sex relevant in this discussion, right? So if somebody is like, you're a biological male, it's like, well, yeah, biologically, sure, maybe that's the case, right? Because I don't feel like getting into a separate debate about whether or not like I'm fully biologically male. Sure, maybe that's the case. I'll grant you that. Why does that fucking matter? Why does that necessitate the way in which I'm socially categorized?
Because
That's
it
the
opens
point.
up the door for TERFs to call us males and exclusively just call us males.
Okay,
And then
so
when
the
TERFs
argument
do
that
it,
I would
it's going to
make-
move into the government. It's going to move into doctors' offices, and then
So-
it's the language that I'm not a fan
So the
of.
argument that I would make, so the argument I would make is that it doesn't serve social utility to socially categorize somebody as a male. That's why I would argue against that. Hold on. So you're telling me you think it is socially useful to refer to my biological makeup? Can you explain how that serves social utility? Like, that's a really easy debate to win, because obviously it is physically impossible to prove that it serves
Well, I can
social
also say
utility
I can
simply
also
because it
tell you
doesn't.
why there. I can tell you why there's utility in referring to us as transsexual females instead of just male, because we have different medical
Did I
needs
say that
as
we're
trans women.
exclusively male? Yeah, sure. we
No,
do have
but
different
when
medical
you
needs.
say you're
So then
biologically
you're
male,
arguing against a point that I never made.
no, but you're trying to say that you're biologically male currently right now, and that's just not true.
Did I say that I'm 100% currently biologically male?
Then
that what I
okay,
said?
then okay, if you're not saying that, then what's wrong with the term transsexual female?
I didn't say there was anything wrong with the term. The
Okay,
argument
cool,
that
then we
you are
agree,
making-
right?
The argument that, yeah, we agree that there's nothing wrong with the term transsexual female. There was never a
Okay,
dispute
great.
over that.
We're
The
almost
dispute
there.
was over whether or not my terminology was wrong. That was our dispute.
Okay, to say that your terminology, the reason why I don't like your terminology is because it opens up the door. Like it doesn't have any fucking utility at all of just like saying like you're biologically male.
Okay, the utility is to make the sex gender distinction, right? So if it's the case that, let's say I'm not on HRT, it is a fact that I'm biologically male, right? So it's going to be the case that in order for me,
It kind of depends.
to make
Like, do
the
you
sex
like?
gender
Are you talking
distinction,
about like?
you have
Are you talking zero HRT ever in your entire life, or were you saying like maybe you
Let's-
detransitioned at some point and like
no,
you
let's
still
say,
have
no,
one?
let's say that I've never taken HRT before, okay? And
Yes.
it would be the case that, let's say somebody is like, okay, you are delusional if you think you're a woman. Well, the easiest way to do that is like, okay, what do you think I mean when I refer to myself as a woman?
Yeah, we're not talking gender at all. Like we're not like I like pretty much copy paste your opinions on gender. I agree with that. That's where we're at. I've just never liked the way that you've categorized
You're basing the way we ought to categorize it based on something social, whether you realize it or not.
Correct, because there are bad faith people who want to. There's a reason for that. No, Kai, there's a reason for that. There is a group of bad faith people that want to latch onto that, and if they're like, "Oh, you agree, you're male," I'll just exclusively refer to you as male. And now we have a president who's in power that wants to fucking like push that forward and refer to trans women exclusively as male.
Okay,
and I think that's wrong.
Okay, do you think that would magically fix itself if, say, for instance, I were to say that I'm a female? Do you think that would fix the issue if I were to be like, yeah, biologically I'm female?
I mean, technically that's true because you're a transsexual female. I would say that's. Why is that not true?
Because if we're referring to sex, we're referring to something along the lines of a bimodal distribution, right? So it would be wrong for me to say I'm a biological female.
You're not a cissexual female. You're not a cissexual female. You can't menstruate. You can't give birth. You don't have XX chromosomes.
We're going to use medical
but you have aspects of a biological female. Your hormone levels are more in line with biological females. Your skin, your body weight distribution, your facial structure, your facial features, your body hair, your smell, a lot of other aspects of you are biologically female. There's
some aspects and some aren't. Yeah,
a lot of aspects, Kai.
Yeah, a lot of aspects are. A lot of aspects aren't. Yeah, that's what happens.
Correct.
When you transition
that's why you would be considered a transsexual female. Correct.
Okay. Based on what that term means. But if I'm saying that I'm a biological female, okay, what do you think that term generally means? Just like if we're using that term broadly, what do you think that means?
The term biological female, colloquially, that means like you were born female. Like it's just like how it's used now, like in shorthand.
Is that an accurate description of me?
Well, I'm saying that's what most people would say.
No.
If you're saying biologically female, I would say that that legally you meet the criteria of being biologically female because you have biologically female aspects to you. And
having biologically female aspects doesn't make me a biological female. That's not how it works, right? I have biologically male characteristics, and according to your own worldview, that wouldn't make me biologically male.
Okay,
correct?
here's another question then. Should trans women be considered legally female? Like in legal documents, should they be considered legally female?
In legal documents, I would argue that that is
and then so we have the legal aspect of it done. We have the social aspect of being seen as female. Like most people, when they look at us, they would just assume we were female. And we also have
legally and socially that serves utility.
A good number of biological aspects of us being female. So there's enough criteria for me to say, especially if we medically transition, that we should be considered female, but not cissexual. We're not completely 100% born as women, XX chromosomes. Like we're not cisgender. We're not cissexual.
So
does that make sense?
Biologically female, then, right? Like,
why are you married to that term, though, Kai? Why are you married? Why are you more? It seems like you want to hang on to certain terms that ultimately doesn't do any good benefits. It doesn't describe. Just say that
the benefit is that it's factually correct. You do realize that when you debate somebody that's transphobic, you're a lot more likely to win if you're factually correct and there's no ambiguity as to what you're saying, right? You do realize that, right?
Factually correct how? What do you mean?
Hold on. Is me saying that I'm not a biological female factually correct or factually incorrect?
I'd say we're leaning more towards factually incorrect because you do have biological female aspects. I think that's partially incorrect. Hold on.
Okay, is an intersex man a biological female?
You are not 100%. Okay. Much like how you are not cisgender, Lily, you are also not cissexual.
Lily, you said your standard that you invoked is I have a lot of biologically female characteristics, correct? That's the standard you invoked? Okay, so what about an intersex man that has a lot of biologically female characteristics? Is he a biological female as well?
I mean, I would probably say, much like with a trans woman who doesn't medically transition, I would say that they are biologically male, and I would probably argue that the intersex person, while they would
Wait,
identify
what?
as
So wait, you just went
Huh?
against your own standard. You
No, I
said
didn't.
that your
No, I didn't.
Yes. Yes, you did.
A trans woman who identifies as a woman who has not medically transitioned,
Their
it would
identity
be
has
hard
no
for me to argue that
their-
person is
Okay.
biologically female. Like I couldn't do.
Okay.
You're correct.
Their
in that.
identity has no bearing on their sex. You know that, right?
Correct.
So it's gonna
Correct.
So I said, okay, so what I asked you is it the case that
You didn't let me
if
finish
somebody
my
so
answer, but okay.
I asked you okay, so the question I asked you is if it's the case that somebody has some biologically female characteristics, that by that standard that would make them a woman. You said that yes, that's your standard. Okay. Then I asked you that an intersex man, what if there's an intersex man that has who's maybe they're assigned male at birth, but they're intersex. They have some biologically female characteristics. By your standard, they would be a biological female. That is what your standard implies.
I mean, that's why we have the XX marker as well. Like we have that as a thing too. Like it
So
all.
do
It, like
you or
so.
do you
There's so
not
many
adhere to
fucking
your
questions
standard?
to that.
So is it or is it not?
No,
the
no,
case
no.
that that's
There's
your
a lot
standard?
of okay. Describe what this.
Hold on. It's either wait, hold on.
What's
We're
this?
not going to
What's
move
this?
off of
No,
that.
no. I have to ask this. You're bringing up a hypothetical, so you
Wait,
have
you
to be
didn't
more
answer my
specific.
question. Is it or is it
No,
not the case that it's
I
your
want
standard?
more.
Yes
I
or
want
no?
more specific details. No,
Lily.
it's not a yes or no yet.
Lily,
I want
it's
to
a
know
very
more
obvious
details.
yes or
I
no
want to
question.
know more
Obviously,
details about no, Kai. I want to know more details about your hypothetical. Like you're not giving enough details. What was this person assigned at birth? Number one. Number two,
They were assigned male at birth.
what is their chromosomes? Number three, what is their what's the range of like
don't
their
know their
hormones? Are they
chromosomes.
on HRT? Like there's so many fucking factors to this. Like so give me a better example of your hypothetical again.
Well, you said hold on. You set as your standard some amount of female sex characteristics. That was your standard. So if you would like, we could change your standard to say some amount or like some proportion of sex characteristics. So maybe your standard could be like if it's the case that you have more than half this like female sex characteristics, then you're biologically female, and we could go that route. But that would be different from the standard that you set, which was some characteristics. Some could be like one or two characteristics, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So is there an amount of characteristics that you have to have?
I think some level of identity has to be involved with it too.
No,
a little bit.
no,
At least a little bit.
That's literally a conflation of sex and gender. Your biological sex has nothing to do with your gender identity. That is the whole point of the gender-sex distinction.
You're trying to
which
get
you
me
are
into a
failing
point to
adhere
admit that like a cisgender boy who has gynecomastia, you were saying that I would.
Okay. You said that by your standard, that would be the logical implication. Now, with that being said, you just acknowledged that identity would have to play some sort of role. No, this is not the case. Identity has no bearing on biological sex or vice versa, because these are two fundamentally different concepts. That is the entire purpose of the sex-gender distinction. We have to adhere to that in order to remain logical in our argumentation. If you were to say that your identity and biological sex are intertwined with each other, then it's going to be something that would give TERFs way more fuel than me simply saying that I'm mostly biologically male.
So we have to admit that we're just whole ass guys or whole ass men.
No, I didn't say that.
Then what?
No,
then what's
that's not what I said. Can you refer to the part of the debate then when I said that we're men?
When we have
did I say that we're men?
No, but what you're trying to say is
So
that
the answer is
we
no.
have to categorize ourselves as biological males in order to fucking like it's
If
like
we're categorizing,
like
hold on,
Brianna
what are we
Wu said.
categorizing? Socially, no, we don't have to categorize ourselves that way. Like, what are you talking about?
What do you mean? What am I talking? Like you're trying to keep on this aspect of like it just gives a lot of fucking Brianna Wu vibes where it's just like, well,
no, there's
I
nothing
know that I'm
Brianna
a
Wu vibe
biological
about
male.
it. There's no Brianna Wu vibes. My entire point is that biological sex is irrelevant in terms of identity. These two things have no bearing on
I
each other.
agree with you, but like
the logical implication of your argument is that these two things are intertwined,
Ty,
which would give TERFs far more ammo than anything I've ever said.
Here's my criteria. If you purposefully bring your hormones up to cisgender levels, cisgender female levels, and you live like that and allow your body to feminize, I think at that point you should be considered a transsexual female, which is like partially a biological female.
You didn't say okay. Transsexual female and biological female are two different terms that mean two different things. Do you agree with that?
Okay, what are you calling it's like, here's the problem. Biological female, like, it's so fucking nebulous. What does that mean?
It's nebulous. What would it mean that you?
So
would,
okay,
like,
what about okay? I'll use the intersexed example on you, which is like, it just feels gross whenever we use like intersex people as in our example. But I'll use that in our. What about the fucking XY chromosome? Intersex person that's assigned female at birth, looks incredibly feminine, has estrogen, has a vagina, but they have XY chromosomes, and some of them have like internal testicles or something. But they just their body can't.
Yeah, they'd be mostly female biologically.
Why would they be mostly female? They're literally
Because
have XY chromosomes and have testicles. Like
because most
this
of
is
their
why
sex
this is why the term biological
What?
male and biological
Because, hold on,
female
Lily,
like
Lily.
it has no fucking bearing. That's why cisgender and
Lily,
transgender.
Lily. Most of their
You can
characteristics
say
would
my
be
name
female
over
in
and
that
over
case.
if you want and just interrupt me like in the middle of my fucking.
Lily, most of their characteristics would be male, or sorry, female. Sorry. You said you gave two characteristics that are male and said that the rest of them are female, right? So they'd be mostly biologically female, right? Because it's an accumulation of sex characteristics.
Right. This person should be considered female. You're correct. But like what you're trying to say, because we have the wrong chromosomes and we have
no, I didn't. Did I say that chromosomes were the exclusive characteristic, or have I said what I always say, which is that it is an accumulation of different sex characteristics is what determines
that person that I
sex.
described, are they biologically female? Yes or no?
Well, they're mostly biologically female.
Okay, so then we're mostly biologically female too, by your criteria.
No, we have.
You
no, we have
just
more.
admitted that.
No, we actually have more male sex characteristics than them.
They have the same. They're literally closest to us as like the person that I just described is more in line with like a fucking trans girl who transitioned when they were like 12 years old and had puberty blockers or whatever.
No, that's not true.
How? They literally just.
About?
What do you mean? What am I talking about? They have XY chromosomes and they have internal testicles instead of ovaries.
Yeah, they have less male sex characteristics than we do, right? So that's the difference. Okay,
so like how many? So where's the threshold? Where's the line? How many fucking biological points do you need to be to be considered biologically? Like it's so fucking nebulous. That's why transsexual female and cissexual female has way more distinction. It's way more fucking descriptive of what these things actually are.
Do you have I could ask you a very similar question that's logically exactly the same. Where do you draw the line between female and intersex? There's not really a specific line that you are aware of, right? But you would acknowledge that there's a distinction, right? The same line of logic applies here.
Didn't you say that exact line would be? We inflict an intersex condition on ourselves when we transition?
Correct.
Didn't you make that as a point? So
correct.
Ergo, wouldn't that mean that you're, that would also imply that like
I'm not biologically male? Sure, I could make the argument that I'm like more biologically male than female, or like mostly biologically male, right? I'm not saying I'm 100% biologically male. That's like a crazy conclusion to come to, right?
So would you be more biologically? Would you be less biologically male if someone had bottom surgery? Like, would they be just as much biological? Like, it's like, what's the distinction? Where's the line? Does it have to be? Do these things have to be naturally occurring in order to be true? I don't know.
Not necessarily. No, because I don't believe that sex is entirely immutable. I've already said that, right?
So okay, so you admit that. So
yeah, so
you have someone that's gone through all that's like a 12-year-old like Jazz Jennings or someone like fucking grew up 12 years old, went on fucking puberty blockers, grew up, didn't have a fucking drop of testosterone in their body. They turned 18, they got fucking bottom surgery. Like, wouldn't that person be like really close to be considered biologically female?
I wouldn't say that they're biologically female. No, I would say that they'd be okay. If we're describing their sex, it'd be some form of intersex, right?
Yes, but they're still
then there you go.
Much like with the XY chromosome female person that we were talking about, that person would mostly be considered biologically female, and the person that I gave my descriptor to, fucking Jazz Jennings, didn't have a drop of testosterone in her body, grew up, you know, had a completely fucking estrogenized puberty,
I just
got
don't
bottom surgery
understand,
when they
like, how
turned
this is
18.
relevant. Like, I don't even know why
What do
you're
you mean?
having
How
this
is it
debate
not
with me.
relevant? You just admitted that sex isn't that sex is mutable. You just admitted
No,
to
but
that.
I'm like, I don't know why the entire discussion is relevant.
Why it's relevant is because, okay, there's a point of, like, not only is biologically being, you know, calling trans people biological males or females is not only insulting, it's also there's no utility to it. It gives less of a fucking descriptor of what the fuck we are.
In what context?
Medical context. Saying that we're transsexual females gives a lot more fucking description of what we are and what we have going on. We were assigned male at birth. We medically transitioned. We changed aspects of our sex, and now we have unique medical needs by saying that we're transsexual females. That's not to say that we're biologically male at that point is just not only fucking insulting, but it's just wrong.
Okay, but the main argument that I'm making is that we're not biologically female, right?
That we're not
make an argument. When I say, for instance, like if I grant somebody in a debate,
we're not biologically female at all in any way, shape, or form. Doesn't matter what hormones we take. Doesn't matter
male at all in any way, shape, or form. I could ask you the
no,
same
we're not
question
biologically
in the
female
direction.
in any way, shape, or form.
I didn't say that.
Correct.
I've said multiple times that we have a distribution of both sex characteristics. That is what I've said.
So I would say at this point, like I would say, like, hormone levels is the thing that, like, determines a lot of fucking biological sex. It's like 50% hormones, 50% like chromosomes, like that shit don't matter as much. Like if you it's the genitalia, it's the reproduction shit, and it's the hormones. Like those are the basic makeups of that chromosome. Like gametes are a part of, like, fucking reproduction. Like chromosomes. Like if you're a fucking woman who has a womb, who can reproduce, who menstruates, who has, like, fucking estrogen flowing through their veins, but somehow they're XY chromosomes. Like, does the chromosomes even fucking matter at that point?
No, I never.
Like, should they be considered biologically male? That's silly.
No, did I ever say that? When did I say that? Can you find the?
I never said that you said that, but I'm using that as an example.
Okay. Yeah, so I've never said that one single characteristic is what ultimately determines your entire biological sex. Right, that would go against the entire nature of the entire bimodal distribution as, like, the model that I defer to.
Okay. What I'm trying to what do you think describes trans women better? Describing the ones that medically transition, transsexual females or biological male? Which one describes us as what the fuck we are?
Well, yeah, obviously, I would argue.
Ding ding, there you go. That's my argument. So why should we use biologically male to describe us? Why should we use that?
You're arguing against the voices inside of your head, then. My argument is that
what do you mean?
How am I female? Did I say that I'm a complete biological male?
I never said anything about complete. Who said anything about complete biologically female? I'm saying we have plenty of fucking aspects that we should be considered female, transsexual female. That's what we are. That's what describes us. Again, the reason why I don't like it, it's twofold why I don't like the term biological female and biological male to describe the trans people. One, it's insulting, and two, it doesn't give a good enough description on what the fuck we are.
Hold on, wait, hold on. Whether or not it's insulting is going to be contingent upon the context, right? So if somebody is like, I don't know, say for instance,
see reason number 2.
What?
It doesn't fully describe what the fuck we are.
Okay, so then
there's no fucking utility to describing to us as biologically male.
Wait, did you just concede reason number 1 then? Wait, did you concede reason number 1?
I think it's important to have better language to describe what the fuck we are. That's why we ditch things like autogynephilia and homosexual, transsexual. That's why we fucking ditch those terms.
So autogynephilia isn't something that accurately describes things, right? That's the distinction.
Exactly. So there you go. So calling people biological male and biological that's why we should just have transsexual female and cissexual female. Transgender, cissexual. That's why we should have those two fucking words. Much like why we have cisgender and transgender. Much like the same thing. It's the same. It's the same reason why we adopt those fucking things.
All we can really do.
It's more accurate and it's less insulting. More utility.
All we can really do. Okay. All we can really do. Okay. All we can really do is, to the best of our ability, describe where on the bimodal distribution we are. So you're going to notice that there's the same issue with the term transsexual. Okay, so you're transsexual. Okay, that doesn't really tell you where on the bimodal distribution you lie. For example, somebody that started HRT a month ago could be considered transsexual, right? And so would somebody that's been on HRT for 10 years that's gotten all of the surgery, right? Those would both be examples of people that are transsexual by definition, okay? But where they lie on the bimodal distribution graph is going to be vastly different. So you run into the same issue. It's not an all-encompassing term that accurately describes anybody, right? So it's going to be the case that if we're describing where we lie biologically, right? If we're talking about the bimodal distribution from male to female, it's like a spectrum, okay? We're going to be somewhere closer to the middle, okay? Do you disagree with that?
I don't think we're as close to the middle as what you're fully describing. Like you're trying to arbitrate.
Think we're closer to the middle than the general population?
I would need to hear. You're not a doctor. You're not a biologist. You're not a geneticist.
And you are?
You're like.
Are you?
No, I'm not.
Things?
But I'm trying to agree. But I'm trying to agree to your like definition of where we are on the bimodal spectrum. Like I would need to know. I would have to ask. Like I would need to know like where we actually lie. Like you say that we're in the middle. Like how do you know we're in the middle? How do you know we're not further towards the female range?
When I said somewhere closer to the middle, do you think that what I was saying was the exact midpoint between male and female, or do you think that I'm saying closer to the middle than most people?
I want to know, like, where are you getting that figure from? Like, what's your source on that?
What are you talking about? Do I need a source to?
What do you mean? What am I talking about? You're making a claim that we're in the middle of the bimodal spectrum.
If we have a distribution of both male and female sex characteristics.
You're trying to argue about biological sex. What's your source on that?
Lily, if it's the case that we have a distribution of both male and female sex characteristics, then yes, we are going to be closer to the middle than most people, right? So if it's the case that somebody is cissexual, right, then it's going to be the case that we are closer to the middle of that distribution than cissexual people.
I would need to see something on. I would need to see something.
You would need to see a source. So we're. Wait, hold on. You need to see a source. Isn't your entire argument predicated off of the fact that we're not biologically male, in which case we would have a distribution of both sexes?
No, on that specific claim, yes. It sounds like you're just kind of pulling that claim out of your ass a little bit. That's all I'm saying.
What are you talking about? Wait, hold on. You think that we're not closer to the middle of the bimodal distribution?
I don't know.
I don't know, a cisgender man.
I don't know.
You don't know. I have no idea.
Know.
So somebody
I don't
with like
know where we lie.
So
I don't know where we lie.
You think that a cisgender man with every biologically male characteristic is just as close to the center of the bimodal distribution as us?
No, clearly I'm not saying that.
No, okay, so then you just destroyed your own argument. Okay, so it's the case that we are closer to the center.
How did I destroy? You just said a completely cisgender male. Like, no, obviously that would lean more towards being male. Okay, obviously.
Most people, you would agree that most people are not intersex, right?
Correct.
Correct. So if it's the case that most people have one set of sex characteristics, male, or the other set of sex characteristics, female, right?
Correct.
And they're a certain distance from the middle. And we don't have exclusively one set of characteristics or the other. Then definitionally, we would be closer to the middle. The middle being an equal distribution of sex characteristics. This is really fucking obvious.
Okay, but like, what I'm trying to know is like, what
that destroys your argument. There you go. Like, what are you talking about?
Hold on, let me fucking recalculate. You're trying to fucking like. Hold on, I'm sorry. This is why I fucking don't debate. You're right, I'm terrible at this. No, but I don't know. Like, this is... I didn't think this was gonna... I thought this was gonna be more of a fucking, like, discussion. Like, not... I don't know. I kind of did come out the gate, like, being, like, stupid. I don't know. But, like, at the end of the day, like... All right, you're trying to talk about bimodal distribution. I don't know enough about it to argue one way or the other. I just don't. So like you're bringing that into it. I don't know enough about like if you're trying to say that like just by default like we being fucking assigned male at birth and then taking HRT that we would be closer to the middle like whether that be like we were at 100% male, but now we're at like maybe 25% male or 10% male, like that would be closer to the middle. Like, yes, I suppose like by that logic, that would be correct.
As
Sure,
opposed to
I'll
what
give you
other
that.
logic?
But you're trying to
Come on.
say that we're like right smack dab in the middle, and like that's all
No,
there
I
is
didn't
to it.
say
but-
that. I didn't say
Okay.
we're at the midpoint. I
Then
already said the
I will
opposite.
I will concede that. Go ahead. Like now that I concede, like let's.
All
But
right.
but where's the line between being considered But that's I just don't like that. I don't like it biologically. It's not descriptive enough of like what trans people are.
When I
Like,
okay,
it's-
when I
it's
make
like-
a statement about so when I respond to somebody in chat, right? And I'm like, and they're like, you will never be a real woman. I'm like, oh well, you could argue that like I'm a biological male, but that has no relevance, right? I'm not saying that I'm like a biological male
But
necessarily.
wait, I thought you
It's
said
more
you
along
weren't biologically
Okay.
male. Didn't you just say you weren't though? Earlier in the
not
earlier
fully.
in the
No,
talk?
not fully. Right? I'd have
Then
the
why
point
would you
that
say
I'm
that to
making
them
there-
if that's not true?
because the fact of the matter is whatever I am biologically is irrelevant. If I say you can make that argument, right? That doesn't mean that it's a correct argument, but it's a line of argumentation you could go down, right? But
I
it's
mean,
not
not
an
really.
important line of
If you say
argumentation.
that you're not, if it's not true that you're biologically male anymore because you've medically transitioned, then that's just not true. That's why you
Okay.
say like, yes, I'm a
That's like
transsexual
a-
female.
yeah.
I have changed
But I
a
don't
lot of
care. I
aspects
don't
about
care
my
about
sex.
that. It could be the case that I haven't done HRT.
Who
and that
cares
doesn't
if they
invalidate
don't
my
care?
gender
That's
identity.
just that's if they don't care. Just saying
What?
like I don't care about like actual facts. Like who cares
What?
about like whether it's like
If I'm
the
socially
sky is blue?
categorizing
They're
myself,
like I don't
why would-
care. I think it's green.
Wait. In the context of socially categorizing myself, you're right. I don't care. I don't care about my biology. Why would I care about that when socially categorizing myself? That's the point that I'm making.
Because
I
like
don't
again,
care.
socially that again there are
Socially, my biology
are
has no
social
bearing on the
implications.
way in which I ought to be
there
categorized.
are social implications of why. What do fucking TERFs
So let's
call
just
us? They call
let's
us
just throw
biological
trans people
male.
that don't medically transition under the bus. Is that your argument?
Huh?
So we should just like, I don't know, disregard people that like don't medically transition because, well, they're not as socially valid as us.
Never said that.
Okay.
They're
So the
they're
fact of the
socially
matter-
women.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're
We're talking.
and guess
now
what? They
you're
are
now
just
we're, now
as much
you're
of
the one
women.
who's
They are just
Femyoz,
as
now
much of
you're the
women.
one who's conflating
No, the
gender and sex.
no,
now
it is the
you're now
opposite.
the one
No,
doing that.
Lily, it is the
At the
opposite.
very beginning,
It is the
I
opposite.
said that's valid.
It is the opposite, Lily. It is the literal fucking opposite. When I say, when I said that, what I am simply saying is that they are just as much of women as we are. They could be 100% biologically
Correct.
male. It does
Women,
not
not
matter.
female.
The fact of the matter is whatever they are biologically is irrelevant. So the reason
Correct.
why
They
I
are-
use
they
this
are
line of
women.
argumentation is
Women,
because
it's social
the
construct.
biological
Women,
sex, my
why
biological
are you
makeup
conflating
is
sex and gender?
irrelevant.
I agree
I
with
don't
you that
care.
they're considered women. Who said anything
Mhm.
about women? I never
So
brought
whether or
women in
not
this,
I'm
up in this
okay.
discussion
So
at
the
all.
reason that I
You're
don't
the one
get into
bringing
an
up women.
argument about what I am biologically is because is the less pressing issue as to whether or not
Because
I'm
it
a
opens
woman.
up the fucking
So the
window
fact of
for-
the
for
matter is
fucking-
that they are
for trans folks to
conflating
call us
sex and
biological
gender.
males.
They are
And we
okay,
have to concede, they're
okay.
correct, when
Lily.
they're not fucking correct.
Okay, Lily, you do realize that the entire point that they are making is a conflation of sex and gender. All I am really doing is saying,
Partially, yes.
hey,
There's also-
by the way,
those
even if
who
it's
medic-
the case that
but
I'm
those who
biologically
medically-
male,
No,
this has...
fine, fine.
Can I finish?
You asked me a
Lily,
question. Let me
Lily,
finish asking my
if
question.
it's the case,
Let me finish
yes,
it.
let me...
You
I
asked
will...
me a
let-
question.
oh, I'm sorry. Did I interrupt you
Not-
interrupting me?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Let me know when I
so
can talk
if it's-
again.
Okay. So if it's the case that somebody in my chat has an argument predicated on the conflation of sex and gender, and I say, well, it could be the case that I'm biologically male, that is irrelevant to my social standing, the way I ought to be socially categorized. These are two fundamentally different concepts. It is efficient, it is to the point, and all I am really saying is that even if it's the case that I'm 100% biologically male, it's irrelevant.
Okay. Can I make my
Yes,
rebuttal
you
to
can
that?
respond.
Okay. So if I had my own chat and someone came into my chat saying like you're a biological male, I can say in full confidence that no, I am not. I am not fully biologically male. I am a transsexual female. I have changed aspects of my sex. I have the hormonal makeup of a female. I have the fat redistribution, the skin, the scent, and the overall. And I have also used surgery to change a lot of aspects about my gender. I will never be a cissexual female, but I am a transsexual female. You are just incorrect by calling me biologically male.
Okay, when they're calling you a biological male, they're not really their main argument there is that your gender, and this is implied, right? You would agree that this is implied. The reason someone would randomly say that is because they are trying to invalidate your gender identity. They're not exclusively making a propositional statement about your biological sex. That would be really weird. Like, would they go to a cis dude and be like, you are a biological male? No, that'd be fucking stupid, right? The reason they're saying it is because they think that you're saying something that is wrong about your biological sex when you are describing your gender. So that is why it is important to make that distinction before all else. Because you could say, oh, well, I'm
just wrong.
Okay, so well,
they're
you
just
could
wrong
say,
when they
okay,
say that, though.
okay, so you could say in response, oh, well, I'm actually a transsexual female, and you'd be correct. But then they could just go on to the next trans streamer who hasn't medically transitioned and say the same thing. Right? Whereas I address the actual crux of the issue head on, which is the fact that they think that your biological sex necessitates your gender identity, which is the easiest thing to argue against, and B, the most relevant. My biological sex is irrelevant. That's the point.
No, but here's the crux of it. Like, you know, at the end of the day, trans women who don't medically transition aren't biologically female at all, or they're not a transsexual female.
Yes, they're biologically male.
Kai, they can still use your argument and they would still be considered valid. I'm not trying to say that trans women who don't medically transition.
The whole point of my argument.
No, you're trying to paint me as a trans medicalist, and I'm not
painting you as a trans medicalist. All I am saying is that these are the logical conclusion.
Let me actually paint my full point. My whole thing is that trans women who don't medically transition should still be socially considered women, and they can give your argumentation of that. The argumentation that you say, like, well, I am biologically male, but I never said anything about being a female. I'm still a woman.
So it's going to be the case.
Which is the social
if it's the case that the root of the transphobic talking point, you're a biological male, is not a matter of whether or not you're a biological male. That's not the root of it. The root of it is that they think, regardless of whether or not you've medically transitioned, and they might be unaware of the fact that when you medically transition, you self-induce an intersex condition. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I interrupt you interrupting me? Or should I continue? Okay.
Go ahead.
So if it's the case that they, even if they don't understand that, like, obviously you self-induce an intersex condition, right? The entire root of their argument is a conflation of sex and gender. They think that whether or not you have a certain biological makeup is what determines your gender identity. That is their argument. That is the argument that you have to go against. So if you say, oh, well, I'm actually a transsexual female, you're not really addressing their main argument, which is that sex and gender are the same.
Yes, you are. You're not. They're trying to say you're biologically male,
you are
and you're not.
And
here's the reason.
You are exclusively talking about sex.
How is that not? No. How is that not?
You are exclusively talking about sex in that case. In which case, you are not addressing the argument.
They use the word biologically
When somebody says that you are a biological male, why do you think they're saying that? Do you think it's because they think that sex and gender are the same, or do you think it's because they think that they're different? It's because they think that they're the same, right? In which case, you would want to argue that they're different and actually address the point of the argument.
You could go, number one, you're conflating sex and gender. I am still a woman no matter what I do. But also, number two, I am not fully biological. Why not use both to, like...
This is why you're not good at debating, by the way. This is why you're bad at debating.
Excuse me?
This is why you're bad at debating.
Okay.
Because that would be the line of argumentation you would go down. You're not addressing why they're actually saying that. I am, right? When I say, well, it could be the case that I'm biologically male, but why does that ultimately dictate the way in which I ought to be socially categorized? I'm actually moving the discussion along and answering their actual question / misunderstanding that they have, right? The actual root of the disagreement.
Wait. Wouldn't this also be a good thing to say that every aspect of their fucking argument is wrong? One, you're trying to conflate sex and gender. Two, I'm not actually fully biologically male. I'm a transsexual female, and here's why.
So no,
they're wrong. Like, that statement is wrong on so many fucking levels.
No, wrong. You should address the
Why is it
worst part of their
wrong?
argument. Okay,
You're
I'm not saying
literally
that
using
your
two
argument is
arguments
wrong.
to
I'm saying in
prove their-
terms of the rhetorical approach, you don't want to address every single argument
Why
that
is
anybody
more
ever makes.
arguments that
What
prove
you
that
want to do,
disprove
if
their
somebody
point
makes an
bad?
argument, okay? This
Why
is like
is more
very.
evidence bad?
Hold on. You would agree that I'm a better debater than you, right? So if I'm talking about whether or not something is good in a debate,
No,
you should
I
probably
think you're
listen
making
to
a
me.
stupid point with this. You're trying to say that.
Hold on, wait. You said that it's
you're trying to
it's
say
the
that
most
giving
rhetorically
less evidence
effective
is
to
bad,
address every
Kai.
single point that's ever made, right?
You're trying to
That's
say
not how
that
you get
giving
it.
less
That's not how
evidence
you
to
move a
prove your
discussion
point
along.
is
That's not how a
bad
discussion
somehow.
works. Wait. No, that's not how a discussion works, right? So what you would want to do is you would want it to either A, address the root of the disagreement, or B, their worst point, right? Either or.
They
In which case it would
use
be
the
both.
words biological male. So why not fucking use both arguments at the same time? That you're conflating you're conflating sex and gender. I'm still a woman, no matter what my biological makeup is. And two, your statement of me being a biological male is also incorrect. That's two fucking pieces of evidence that shows that their statements is fucking wrong. Why is
right? You would want to get into
why
one
not
reason.
use both
Yeah,
of those?
there's gonna be a more important reason for why they're wrong. You would agree with that, right?
I mean,
Like a more
I would
socially
say
relevant
that
one,
both of those,
you know,
both
one
of
that
those
affects
reasonings
all
are equally valid.
Hold on, there's going to be one reason that affects some trans people, and another that affects all trans people. So wouldn't you want to address the reason that affects all trans people? Isn't that like the more important one?
I mean, you could use either argument, or you could,
Or maybe
like,
you
both
could
of those-
use the one that's like more important, right? Like the one that conflates sex and gender, because whether or not we're
you
socially
also medically
categorized a certain
transition.
way
You can
should
make
have
that
nothing to
argument,
do.
You
Because
can make that argument,
addresses
though.
gender
Like,
dysphoria.
why is less evidence bad?
What? What are you talking about?
Why is less evidence? Why is giving less arguments a good thing? Excuse me, I misspoke. Why is giving less evidence and less arguments?
Because
and
it's
less
a lot
proof?
more difficult to take somebody down 2 dialogue trees rather than 1.
Well, you're also a lot of the time.
No, you are literally splitting off into 2 dialogue trees. You don't want to do that. You don't want to split off into 2 dialogue trees, right? Now, what you could say in response is, okay, well, that's wrong for a multitude of reasons. I want to get into the main reason, the main issue I have with that, and then get into the main issue, rather than splitting it off into 2 separate dialogue trees. Because arguing 2 different dialogue trees at once is fucking cancer.
I mean, not necessarily, especially
Not
if they're
necessarily.
if they're trying to argue biology. If they're trying to argue biology when it comes to trans people who medically transition, we have that fucking tool at our disposal. So why not fucking use it? Like that's just my view. Like
Disposal for what
like,
argument?
The argument of whether or not we're biologically male, and
I guess the more important argument, rather than whether or not sex and gender is the same thing.
You can give that argument too. Who's to say you can't?
Or maybe you could just give the more important
or both.
argument. Or maybe you could just do what I do and make the more important argument and not focus on the less important argument.
Why is one argument more important than the other, especially when it applies to when this is being said to you specifically? Why is that more important? You're trying to say that
because in one case,
doesn't apply.
Because in one case, okay, so let's say you have to choose one argument or the other, okay? In your case, you're not actually giving a compelling argument for why sex and gender are not the same thing, meaning that they're still going to believe.
Wait, are we?
That
wait.
Can I finish, or would you like to interrupt me again?
I want clarification. What's the statement that we're replying to?
Okay, so your argument, okay? So if you're responding to you're a biological male by exclusively going against the biological component by saying, well, no, I have this distribution of biological sex characteristics. You're not presenting an argument to them that would convince them that biological sex and gender are different. That what you're saying, even if they're convinced by the argument, is still compatible with sex and gender being the same thing. What I'm saying entirely deconstructs their worldview by arguing that sex and gender are not the same. That is the distinction. The distinction is I am going against their entire worldview and deconstructing it in its entirety in relation to the sex-gender distinction. In which case, even if it's the case that they say, for instance, have a misconception that transsexual women are biologically male, right? It's still going to serve more utility in that they would disregard that and say, well, it could be the case that they're biologically male, but it doesn't matter that they're biologically male because they're still women. Because sex and
here's
gender
the-
aren't the same thing.
here's
So
the-
if they
here's
agree
the-
with my argument, then my argument serves more utility than if they agree with your argument.
I mean, when are you talking specifically about like someone referring to you or I, or like if they're just
I'm
refer-
talking
if someone
about I'm talking about if they were to exclusively hear your argument versus exclusively hear mine, and agree with it, it would serve more utility for them to hear and agree with my argument than yours. That is the point that I'm making. That is why I go down my line of argumentation, because it's more convincing, because it's all encompassing of the actual root of the issue.
I still say why not make both arguments? It just doesn't make any sense.
Because
why
then
you
you're
can't make
taking
both.
somebody down two separate dialogue trees. You could, for instance, you don't have to necessarily concede a point to not necessarily address it. You could say, for
why is
instance,
that-
well,
why
I
is
don't
that
agree with that
automatically
for a
bad
separate
to go
reason
for, like,
because
what-
because sex isn't immutable. But the more important argument, because you can have medical intervention.
They're
But the more
literally
important
making the
argument,
statement. No, like they're literally making the statement of like you're a biological male. That's why you can't be a woman. It's.
yeah, that's their statement, right? So you would
Yeah,
want to
that's their
argue that even if it's the case that somebody is a biological male, that they can still be a woman, right? You would still want to make that argument because it's all encompassing of our
were the
worldview.
case, like you can also argue that that we're not fucking biologically male because we medically transition too. On top of it, like it doesn't make any sense like why we can't say both arguments because it completely fucking flattens their fucking argument like straight up. Like there's
Really?
nowhere they can fucking argue.
Really?
Yes.
If the most important part of the debate, which it is whether or not sex and gender are the same thing, and that's going to be the part that you would want to address.
Well, I never said anything about conflating sex and gender like this. Like I'm specifically talking about should trans women be considered female, and I think they can be if we use the moniker of like if we use the additive of, excuse me, if we use the additive of like transsexual versus cissexual, much like with transgender versus cisgender. Like it's like
So-
that was the original point of this debate, and like I don't know, like saying the word like the fact that you refer to yourself sometimes in chat to transphobes as biologically male, like I cringe at it every fucking time because like not only is it like fucking dehumanizing to a lot of trans people to refer to us as biologically male, it's also just like
dehumanizing
not
for me to
correct.
make the argument that my sex and gender have nothing to do with each other. That's dehumanizing.
What do you wait? Say it again.
So you think it's dehumanizing for me to make the argument that my sex and gender have nothing to do
Yeah,
with
because
each other?
you're a transsexual female.
Who cares?
You're not a whole.
Okay, what if I
Sam,
okay, what if it
Femyoz,
was
you're not a whole ass man.
Okay.
You're not a whole ass
So what
man.
if it was the okay. Wait, hold on. Man or male?
You're not a whole ass male. I'm
Okay,
sorry,
there we
you're
go.
not a whole ass male.
See, even you conflate sex and gender, it seems. Whereas I never make this mistake because, like, I'm like extremely consistent.
You're trying to like when you say biological male and you concede that point, especially to transphobes, they're gonna think like, yes, haha, he admits it. Like that's what they're gonna fucking think. They're gonna fucking say they're gonna take that as a victory because like, haha,
They're gonna take
they
it as a
said they're a
victory?
biological male. I got them.
So, what do you want me to do? Lie and say I'm a biological female?
No, you can say the more accurate statement of I'm a transsexual female because I've medically transitioned and I'm no longer.
Yeah, well, they would argue, oh, so you're just like a trans-identified male. It's the same thing. Like the
I mean,
the
no,
argument is
there's
going to be no different.
No, the idea. Okay, what the TIM I? What's the I stand for? Identity. I'm like, no, that my biological makeup has nothing to do with being
Mhm.
with identity.
Yeah,
I
that's right.
literally had surgeries
You have to
and
make that
or
argument, right? Yeah, but you have
Huh?
to make that argument. You can't conflate the two. So if it was the case, so you said it was dehumanizing. Okay. So let's say it was the
It
case
is.
that okay. So let's say it was the case that I hadn't started HRT, okay? And I said, "Yes, I am a biological male." But that has no bearing on my social standing whatsoever. That doesn't dictate the way in which I ought to be socially categorized. Would you argue that what I'm saying is dehumanizing?
a bit just because like I
A
don't
bit?
think
So me saying
bit,
something that is factually correct in response to an argument, and me acknowledging that, yeah, this is my biological
you're
sex, but it
using
doesn't
the
matter because it
nebulous
has nothing to do
term
with my gender identity,
biologically
is
male. What
dehumanizing?
does that mean?
What?
You're using the
Biologically,
term
I mean, it's an
biologically
accumulation-
male.
Yeah. It's an accumulation of male sex characteristics. So that's what that means.
But you've literally fucking changed a lot of
Yeah,
aspects
I'm
about your
saying,
fucking.
so if you actually paid attention, you would notice that I said If it was the case that I didn't start HRT, you would have noticed that I prefaced it by saying that. In which case,
Okay,
no,
all right.
I would be
I
biologically male.
didn't
That would
catch
be
that fact. I
that would be a
apologize.
100% correct assessment. Yeah. So if it
Okay,
was the case that
I apologize. I didn't.
so in which case, why would it be dehumanizing?
Okay, at that point, like. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. I have to like fucking set my brain just because like I completely like ADHD brain just does this shit to me. So under those aspects, no, I would not say that's dehumanizing. Just because like your
that
identity as
dehumanizing?
being a woman, and you feel like you don't need to change your aspects of your biology. Like that's I would consider that like a non-binary identity, someone who's like a
What?
non-binary, huh?
Non-binary. So that's actually a non-binary identity? What if it's the case that it's a binary trans person, right? So somebody that identifies the same way that I do. So I'm a binary trans person. I'm a trans woman. But let's say I haven't started HRT yet, okay? And then I say, well, yeah, I am biologically male, but that has no bearing on the way that in which
You could say something like,
is
like
or is that
maybe
not
right
dehumanizing?
now I am, but I won't be in a couple months when I start HRT.
No. What if it's the case that I'm a trans woman, okay?
Okay.
I don't intend on starting HRT. I just identify as a woman, okay?
Okay.
So I'm a trans woman.
Then you
I'm
can
not on HRT, and I don't intend on starting.
Then in that case, you can give the conflating sex and gender argument, and that would still you would still be valid in that regard. Yes,
you would still be valid. Okay, but why is that not dehumanizing?
Because that's a part of your identity. Like that, you don't feel like
it's not a part of your identity.
You
it has
don't
nothing to do.
feel like your biological sex needs to match. You don't feel like your biological sex needs to match your gender identity.
Your biological sex, okay? Your biological sex is definitionally not a part of your identity if you make the sex gender distinction. So if it was the case that I decided,
here's the reason. Okay,
so let me finish. So if it was the case, let me finish.
No.
So if it was the case, if it was the case that, say for example, I never started HRT and didn't intend on it, but I identified as a woman, my gender identity would still be exactly the same as it is in actuality because I would be identifying as a woman. There is literally no distinction in identity.
Okay, here's my main aspect of it. When you have someone who's medically transitioned, who should be considered at least should be considered a transsexual female, and you're saying no, you're a whole ass man. You're denying an aspect of their humanity when doing that.
Whole ass man, or biological male. What? There's a distinction because I would never say that I'm a whole ass man.
Okay, excuse me. I don't mean like I'm misspeaking. When you call someone like you or I
a biological male, what are they actually trying to argue?
What do you mean? What are they trying? Like, obviously, it's a rephrasing of "you'll never be a real woman," and yes, they are. Mm-hmm. Yes, they are conflating sex and gender.
That's their actual argument.
Also give the other argument.
What do you want? Okay, so what do you want? What do you want to address? Their pretend argument or their real argument?
Preferably both, because like both aspects. How
about the real
like why not destroy both arguments? Like that's the thing that I'm not
hold on,
understanding.
if somebody says that you're if you acknowledge that somebody is saying just out of pocket you're
because
a biological
if I use
male.
Your argument, I have to fucking call myself a biological male, and I won't do it. I'm sorry.
Nobody is saying you have to. Nobody said that you have to. Right? I'm not saying
but you're saying in order to
saying that I have
myself. In order to
you're saying that I have to not.
In order to make a proper argument, you have to call yourself a biological male. Like
I didn't say you personally have to do it. I'm talking about myself, right? As somebody that actually does debate. You don't do debate. I don't expect you to do debate.
Okay, what if I was to debate and I used if I used both arguments? Like if that exact same exchange happened in my chat saying you're a biological, you're a biological male. You've taken them
down two separate dialogue trees.
Who cares? It's a rando in your chat. Like you can fucking just give both arguments and then ban them from your chat and tell them to fuck off.
2 dialogue trees than one. You would agree that it's way harder to take somebody down 2 dialogue trees than one, right? You would have to agree with that logically.
Nominal Naomi did it just fine in her fucking chat. She literally did the sex versus gender conflation, and she also talked about how she's a transsexual female. She did both.
Yeah.
I think it's perfectly fine. I think it's perfectly fine and valid to crush both fucking arguments with that.
Yeah, you could. It depends on who you're responding to. But if we're talking about a debate, right? If we're talking about a debate between, I don't know, two people, say for instance, like especially in a VC, you're going to want to go down a one dialogue tree, right? Now, maybe you could argue that like if you're just responding to one chat message and you don't care what they're going to respond with as a counter,
I don't know,
sure,
fam. I think it's just not cool.
Right?
I just think it's like not cool to call trans women biological males. I think it's just gross.
Well, some of us are, right?
Disgusting.
Some of us definitionally
and it's also
are.
just not. And most importantly, it's not accurate to what we are when it comes to people who medically transition. It just doesn't fucking describe us.
The fact of the matter is, it doesn't matter if we're biologically male or not. That's the point. It doesn't matter. So some of us are, some of us aren't. Okay, some of us are like somewhere in between, right? Because we've medically transitioned.
But you're bringing some validity to that, and that's the issue that I'm having to that. Like, don't
validity to
like
what?
why
Sex and
bring
gender
more
being
validity to us being called biological males? That's the
okay. So that's why so that's the reason why I make the distinction between sex and gender, right? It's not giving validity to it. It's like, well, that's like a very stupid thing to say. Like, if you acknowledge that sex and gender are the same thing,
calling yourself a biological male every time you make that fucking argument, though. I hear you say that like a million times in your chat.
There's nothing wrong with being a biological male.
Yeah, if you're a fucking cisgender guy, no, there's nothing wrong with it.
What?
But for me, I don't want to fucking be called that. Like, I just don't. I don't want to fucking call myself
in a
that.
social context,
why should I have
right?
to do that in order to fucking like destroy?
Hold on, if
in order to
if
fucking
the entire argument, hold on,
disprove some fucking rando dickhole in my in a fucking chat room. Like, why would I do that? Why would I lower myself to that shit?
You're
why?
not lowering
yourself.
Point? Wait, hold on.
Yeah, you are.
If you're,
I don't want to fucking call myself a biological male. Because I'm not
making you, right? So if I were to say that I'm like yeah, sure, this is like you could say that that's my biological sex. That's a separate debate. But that the fact of the matter is whether or not I'm biologically male has no bearing on my gender identity, right? It's like why does that make it obligatory for me to identify as a man and use he him pronouns? Can you explain how he him pronouns are biological? That's like an infinitely better argument than being like, well, actually, it's like a self-induced intersex condition. You're not addressing the other point. Right now, maybe you could make both arguments at the same time, but for the sake of efficiency, because I stream in shorts, I'd rather not make both arguments every single time.
Okay, that's just you. Like make I've seen it done well. I've seen it done well, and ultimately, I think that there's more. I think there's more utility in fucking in shooting down both arguments.
I don't know. And honestly, I agree with that because I think that one argument is kind of unimportant.
Biological male and biological female. Like they what do those fucking mean? Do they mean cisgender? Do they mean cissexual? What does that mean intersex? What does that fucking mean? It literally describes nothing. It's fucking garbage. It's a garbage fucking term.
Okay, so if somebody is telling me that I'm a biological female, what they're saying is A, I was born biologically, or sorry, if somebody calls me a biological male, they're saying A, you're born as a biological male, and B, that is your gender identity, or that you are necessarily denying that reality by identifying as something else, right? That's their point, right? So that's the point that I'm addressing. So I'd like to address the point that they're making, right? Rather than obfuscating. Me personally, I like to, as efficiently as possible, address the actual argument that they're making. But I feel like we're going in circles at this point.
We are going in circles, you're right. I think... I hate that. I hate those fucking terms. Anytime I hear someone refer to themselves as biologically male or female, it just sounds like fucking turf speak to me. Like, why not just say man or woman or trans woman, trans man, or if you're talking about biology, cissexual and transsexual. Like, that's way more fucking descriptive than biological male or biological female.
When I'm saying that, okay, when I call myself. Okay, when I respond to it, I'm not trying to in detail describe the intricacies of a transsexual woman's biological sex. That's what I'm trying to do, right? All I am really doing is saying, yeah, fuck it. I'm a biological male. Okay, what does that have to do with my gender, right?
Okay.
So like that's the point. Is like it's irrelevant. Okay, yeah. Let's say you've accurately described my biology. Okay, why do I?
What if I don't want to call myself biological male and like
nobody is saying you have to.
Your dialogue
nobody is saying you have to use my exact dialogue tree. Nobody said that.
No, I'm trying to ask you. You're trying to say like this is how you argue this shit. So if I'm to go down your dialogue tree, I have to fucking lower myself and call myself a biological male in order to fucking meet these fucking dick shits.
Well, it's
halfway,
a good thing.
Halfway.
It's a good thing that I'm the one debating them and not you.
Okay. I think that's we've kind of reached the end of this.
One of us is going to adequately address the root of the issue. Whereas they're going to talk about
by calling yourself a biological male, which I think is inaccurate, and I think like you're lowering yourself slightly. Like it's Like,
I'm
this is the kind of shit.
lowering
This is the kind of shit that self-loathing trans.
Wait. By saying that I'm lowering myself, you are presupposing that a trans woman who doesn't medically transition is somehow lower on the basis of being a biologically male trans woman than one that medically transitions. Do you see why there's an issue with that?
You hate what testosterone did to you? Isn't that
I
fucking
do.
gross?
Yes,
Yeah, isn't that
I
fucking
do.
gross to have fucking transphobes like say you're no different than you were before you transitioned than you are now? Remember earlier in the stream when
That
everyone was
doesn't
saying you
really
had an
hurt because
amazing blow up?
I could just like, well, hold on, I could just like show an old photo and be like, no, there's
They
like a
are
difference.
when they call you biological male, they are stripping you of everything that you got to up to this point.
No, not
They're
necessarily.
fucking stripping you of that shit, and you're agreeing with them in order to make some like weird argument. Like it's just,
not a weird argument. It's like the really intuitively obvious one, actually. Right?
I don't agree. I think
It's not stripping me of anything to be like, I don't care about my biological sex when I'm discussing my gender, right? My gender identity is not contingent upon my biological sex. I'm not more of a woman if I'm on HRT or not on HRT. So
why did you take HRT, Kai?
Oh, because I want to look more feminine.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations, you look beautiful. You're a beautiful girl. And like, I think you should be above people, like you shouldn't have to lower yourself to meet these fucking dickholes to make this like weird argument. It's like, I don't know, it just doesn't make any sense to me because you're denying a part of yourself when you call yourself biological. I just don't think that's
a part of myself. What do you mean a part of myself? My identity has nothing to do with my biological sex. I don't
Except it does, though.
I don't need to be I don't need to be a biological female, like a biological female, to be valid in my identity. I don't believe.
But you needed hormones to keep living, right?
To not have dysphoria. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. They're denying that aspect of you when they call you a full-ass fucking biological male.
They're denying that I'm on hormones to negate dysphoria.
The person you were 2 years ago is not
denying my gender identity. Okay. So who I am as a person in terms of gender identity, okay? Now, I might be more aware, but I would argue that gender-wise, I'd be roughly the same, okay? Sex-wise, yeah, you could argue that my biological sex is not exactly the same as it was before.
Would your mental health
you would be correct in that assessment.
As it is now?
What?
Would your mental health be the same now if you weren't on hormones?
No, my mental health is better because of HRT, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's not whether or not somebody...
because you decided to change parts of your fucking biology.
Mm-hmm. But exactly. I don't think that doesn't have any bearing on my gender identity, though.
Yes, it does.
That has to do with...
It literally does, Kai.
No, it doesn't.
To take hormones.
So you think that gender identity is contingent upon hormones? That's a transmedicalist talking point.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
I
don't believe that my gender identity or its validity,
their gender identity by just changing
my
their
gender identity, Lily,
or changing
my
their
gender identity is not contingent. The validity of my gender identity, Lily, the validity of my gender identity has nothing to do with whether or not I'm on hormones. Hormones are something that I use to decrease dysphoria. That is separate.
Exactly.
I have dysphoria in relation to secondary sex characteristics. That is not the same as my gender identity or its validity. My gender identity was not less valid before I started hormones.
No,
it doesn't matter if I'm biologically male or not. My gender identity is 100% valid no matter what. That's the point.
I know. I agree. The point is, Kai, you literally fucking went on hormones because you were depressed about how your fucking body was. I was too.
Which has nothing to do with my gender identity.
Listen, you're interrupting me. You're trying to paint me as a fucking transmed, and I'm not going down that path.
You made a transmed talking. Then maybe you should stop saying transmed talking points.
The people who fucking decide to change a part of their fucking their social aspect when it comes to like their fucking hair or makeup or clothes or pronouns or anything like that, they're just as fucking valid. They don't
exactly. That's my point.
Exactly.
Okay, that has nothing to do with biology. That's my point. My identity has nothing to do with my biology. That is the point. Which is the opposite of what you were saying just a minute ago.
Wait,
but now you're walking it back. Yes, that is literally what you said. You can rewind the VOD. We all saw it.
Okay, like how? All right, explain it to me. How did I like if I misspoke, like, or if I?
Okay, maybe you misspoke multiple times. The fact of the matter is, whether or not I'm biologically male or not has no bearing on my gender identity. Do you disagree with that?
That is correct.
Okay, so then how is it invalidating?
How
To
is
my
it
identity,
invalidating?
in relation to my identity, how is it invalidating if it has no bearing on my identity?
Would you say, okay, the changes that happened to you up to this point through HRT, you would agree they're all positive, yes?
Yes, and they're not my identity. Those changes are not my gender identity.
No,
So
they
can
are
you
not
explain how
your
that
identity, but you do these things in order to match who you are up in your brain, correct?
Well, it's in order to minimize gender dysphoria, yeah.
Yeah. So that's why, like, trying to say that, like, you know, oh, it doesn't matter that I did these things to change myself, like,
Matter in relation to what? Your gender? You're right. It doesn't matter in relation to gender because
no,
you're valid
in
no
your
matter what.
relationship to your gender, but it's to the culmination of your fucking being, to align your body with your mind. Like, your body still fucking matters. Like, body image is still super fucking important for mental
I agree
health.
that it's yeah, okay. So yeah, that doesn't. The fact of the matter is, if somebody is saying that you're a biological male, right? They're making a statement about my gender identity. That's all they're saying. Nobody would say to a cis man, "You're a biological male," right?
They wouldn't say to a sissy. I mean, no, they wouldn't because
they're making a statement about gender, right?
Exactly.
What they're really talking about is gender. That's the debate. You're debating gender and the gender and sex distinction. You are not debating whether or not you really are biologically male. That's not the debate proposition.
But they're invoking biological sex into the conversation. Yes, you can give the
that's
gender,
why you would argue that they're
gender
two
and
different
sex
concepts.
conflation argument if you want. But in addition to that,
that's
why
what
not
I do.
Okay, we're going around.
Like, that's the entire...
we're going around in circles at this point. Like, I think maybe we should, like, we're literally like going back.
That's fine.
That I think so. Just because, like, it just feels like we're looping at this point.
I agree.
Yeah. We got heated, but you know what? I love you, right? You're amazing. You're so good.
Yeah, of
okay.
Course. Yeah, of course.
No hard feelings. Seriously.
No
hard feelings.
No.
Okay, love you, girl.
All right. Have a good one.
Bye.
See ya. Well, I think I won. I'm gonna be real. You both have bad mental health. That's true. Anyways. Femi. Thank fucking God. Dude. That was a... Thank fucking God we moved on. See, that's how a debate should end? True. Well, that was entertaining. Well, that's good news. That's good news. That was the whole stream. I hated every fucking second of that. Dude, it was so repetitive. It was so repetitive. And we looped back to a previous point, and it's like, no, you already conceded that. Ah. But yeah. If I were either of them, I would just leave the fucking call. Cue the Jeopardy music again. That was not entertaining, that was just stressful. What camera are you using? Obsbot Tiny 2 webcam, I think. It's like 4K. Yeah, it's pretty epic. I came back. Welcome back. Dude, I'm gonna have to rewatch that debate. Oh, that was cancer. I would rather watch Cum Dumpster Bob than watch that again, dude. Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. There were a few things you said I didn't quite agree with. What did I say you disagreed with? Do we need another debate? What'd I say? What'd I say that was wrong? Stream delay right now is crazy. That debate cured my autism. Damn. Also, if the stream is delayed, then you might need to press the skip ahead button. We all hated that, dude. Dude, did Dakota leave during the debate? There are a few incorrect things you said about the nature of sex itself. If you're interested in learning more, watch Forrest Valkai. He'll release a remake of a video about sexual biology soon. Yeah, that's like a separate debate. I don't know. Like, I'm not really interested in biological sex as much. That was the most agitating thing I've ever listened to, yeah. Dude, Synth just disappeared. Dude, even Synth was like, nope, this is too fucking cancerous. This is just awful. I'm not listening to the rest of this. She may have fallen asleep, true. Dude. Even somebody like her that can put up with like some of the most insufferable debates couldn't finish listening to that. But Fem, she was making a biological argument. But the fact of the matter is, that the argument that she was making is that it is socially harmful, right? That was the crux of her argument, right? Is that what the usage of certain terminology was socially harmful, right? Otherwise, I don't think she would care, right? Then can you biologically mail us a gun and one bullet to kill ourselves after that? Ohio stream? True. That was like the most fucking cancerous thing ever. Can we stop talking about the debate? I used to be a Voshite. That made me want a KMS. Dude. Why? Did it give you Vosh flashbacks? Did it give you Dude, I hope that my debate style isn't just like exclusively like... I don't know. I hope I don't just sound like Vosh when I debate still. Because I definitely used to. A little bit. Like I would word things like a similar way to how he would word... Yes. Please tell me I don't... Oh god. Nah, dude. I don't sound just like Vosh. Dude, people have said that I sound like Destiny as well. Fuck, I'm lagging the fuck out. Any tips on debate? I mean, I'm not like the best debater. I've always wanted to debate, but I'm introverted and have ADHD, so I'd probably get destroyed. I mean, I'm introverted and have ADHD. You sound like him with how he gets so close, then doesn't finish the argument. Fuck. But Voosh hasn't debated in a while? True. Hello, love from India. Thank you, Adolf Hitler. Very cool. Dude, Adolf Hitler from India. I don't know. I mean, if somebody is like, look, we're going in circles, I'm gonna be like, yeah, okay. Like, if they want to leave, then it's like, yeah, fair. Yes, love from India. Let's go. Vunch couldn't just win a debate to save his life. Wait. Yeah, live. I think you, dude. India is the Aryan Sigma male Ohio Riz. I think that might be Buzzsaw Mutant Skippy. Dude, I made a joke about that when we were in the VC earlier. I'm like, dude, whenever I see like my hundreds of friend requests, that's always the first one that shows up. I'm like, fuck it, I'll just add them. I wanna see what they have to say. How are the beaches in India? That's a good question. That's a very good question. Let's see. What's the weirdest thing you've ever done for a challenge on stream? Fuck, I don't know. Gotta stop constantly interrupting her because it just ruins her argument if you can't finish a whole opinion, but she interrupted me. Debate Vosh next? Dude, what would I debate him on? The horse folder? Love you though, and overall think you did good. You actually were not going in circles at the end. You were starting to make progress, and you let her bail out because you're nice. Well, yeah, I mean, we're on good terms, so yeah. Getting leashed around was pretty weird. Okay, shut up. We don't talk about that, okay? So I'm glad this word got banned. The guy was a freak. Yeah, I'll let my mods handle that. What's your ultimate I can't believe this happened moment from streaming so far? Fuck, I don't know. Probably the whole arc where I like went on like commentary YouTubers shows and was like in streams with them. It was like, oh shit. Like that's just happening now. It's just happening now. Gender doesn't matter if you're ugly and poor. Dude. What about the time you got donated to for? Yeah, that's true. There was one stream where I got like $1,000 total. In fact, it was exactly $1,000 because somebody like donated a specific amount to make it like match, I think. That's like a one-time thing. That's never gonna happen again. That was a fucking crazy stream. Probably that. Trying to think. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else. Add more zeros. God. That's a classic. I technically could make that happen, but I'm not going to. I mean, your camera's following you? It is. It's crazy. Maybe there's like a little... Dude, there's actually a little gnome on my desk that moves the camera when I move. It's actually Keemstar. Dude, Keemstar is standing on my desk. Fuck. I just realized how hungry I am. Oh my goodness gracious, I am starving. Hey, thank you, Batal Crafter, for the $5, you beautiful fucking bastard. Saying W stream, I couldn't possibly agree more. If you could live in any fictional world for a week, where would you go? And what would you do? I'm not sure. Hungry, yes? Yeah, I'm a little bit hungry. Okay. I'm a little bit hungry. What can I say? Don't eat, you'll get fat. True. True. Femi, since Keemstar is on your desk, do you kiss his wife? Of course I do. Keemstar is a cuck. This is like common knowledge, right? Yeah, we know that Keem likes getting cucked by women. Don't roast me too hard, chat. Lily. Don't worry, I think they'll be nice. My chat's pretty nice, okay? They're not mean, I think. They're pretty chill. I think. Don't listen to the chat, they'll just out you on the Ozempic arc. Go eat queen. Dude, no, I need to have my Aiden Projects Ozempic arc. Because then I could be like Aiden Projects, but transgender. You know? And, dude, that's like, that's how it works. And then I can have the same BMI as Lyrix. It's crazy. Be gentle, chat, it's my first time. Well, it's not your first time. You've done debates before. You did one with, Malcolm. I think you did one with me a long time ago. I could be wrong. I think you were... I don't even remember what it was, but I think you disagreed with me slightly on something. I think it was like, I think it was... Yeah. It was like over, the insults that I was... Oh, okay, it was a joke. Sorry, I'm very autistic. Okay. Debate me? Well, okay, what's your debate proposition? Yeah, it was about Lily Tino. Yeah, you remember. No, that was a separate debate. There was the Lily Tino one. There was the one about, Sabrina TW and the way that I was roasting her, and she thought it was too far. Then there was this one. So we've actually debated a few times. Yeah. I kind of agree with just some dude. Lily, that was awful, but you had guts, and that's commendable. I think that that's like a very accurate representation. It would be fun to debate you, but I don't know what it would be about. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Gemini Toilet. How about, modal realism? Do you want to have a debate about, modal realism? So like I'd take like the negative position, you'd take the affirmative. Right, so, if for anyone that doesn't know, modal realism is basically that, if something is logically possible, that it's true. Now, obviously, that's not, how it works, but, I mean, I guess you could make it, like, an argument about, well, it's true in, any, in one non-concrete universe, potentially, but, even then, it's like, okay, so, what do you mean when you say true? That's sort of, where the debate goes, right? So, if we're talking about, true in the colloquial sense, right, it's gonna be true in reality, right? So it's logically possible, for instance, that there's a purple elephant in my backyard, right? But it's also gonna be the case that it's not true, right? So if I were to say there's a purple elephant in my backyard, it would be a false statement that's logically possible, right? Which entirely destroys the modal realism. I'm stoned, debate me? Oh god. You wanna debate synth? Alright. Dude, I'm gonna destroy synth because, of course, I'm just the best. That's how you win debates, by the way. Is saying that you're the best. Hello. What's your debate
Yo,
proposition?
what's up?
Hello.
What is the proposition you think is the most likely to be false?
Modal realism.
Modal realism? Okay, I'm gonna affirm modal realism.
Okay. Yeah. So, can you affirm it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, obviously
do
it's
it.
logically possible to affirm modal realism. I've already have. Modal realism is true.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be the case that it's logically possible to not have modal realism be true? In which
No,
case
I
that
think
would be
it's
true?
logically necessary.
It's logically necessary, so it's logically
Yeah.
impossible for modal realism to be untrue.
Yeah.
Okay. So what if it's the case that like synth is loud? Okay, here. Okay. Let me fix. Okay, it should be fixed now. Now it's at like the default volume. Seems like so if it's the case that I say that there's a purple elephant in my backyard, right? Would that be a true or false statement?
It'd be false because you're referencing the actual world.
Yeah, but it'd be logically possible, right?
It would be logically possible. And that statement is true because of the fact that it's indexed to possible world.
Yeah. So when I say something is true, what do you think I mean by that?
I think that you mean that it corresponds to some kind of truth maker.
And what would that truth maker be?
Depends on the statement.
Yeah. So like if we're talking about whether or not something is true, right? Generally it's gonna be the case that we're talking about whether or not it's true. In relation to the real
Wow.
world.
In relation
Right,
to
so
the
it could be
real
the-
world, and by the real world, you mean like the set of things that exist, or just
Yeah.
the
like,
actual
so for
world and not
instance-
any possible world?
Right. Yeah. So like in the actual world, right?
Any
So
actual
it's
world?
gonna be the. No, I didn't say any actual world, right? If I'm talking about whether or not something is true, it's obviously gonna be in reference to the real world.
So what about in cases where you're talking about counterfactuals? Like if I say something like, if I went to the store yesterday, I would have gotten bread.
Well, yeah, that would
Is
in
that
that case
statement
would be
indexed
in
to the real
context of the. Well, that would be indexed to the hypothetical, right?
Yeah, of course. It's indexed to the context of a possible world.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
but there would
obviously
be
you can have
obvious
truth
context for
maker.
that.
Yeah, so obviously you can have truth makers that are indexed to possible or actual world.
Yeah. So like if it's the case that like say for instance.
And they're indexed to a
Um,
thing which concretely exists. Right? That was your claim.
If we're talking about a truth indexed to the thing that concretely exists, then yeah.
Okay, so some claims are indexed to possible world. Those claims are indexed to something which concretely exists. Therefore, possible worlds concretely exist, right?
Possible worlds concretely exist? Well, no.
But does that argument logically
Well,
follow?
No, it wouldn't logically follow that all possible
No, that's just don't
worlds
ask,
are
right?
concrete,
So from
right?
here are the premises, right? Premise one is just
Mhm.
that the thing which those statements refer to is possible worlds. The thing they're referring to is something which concretely exists. Conclusion: the thing possible worlds concretely exist. Right? Like that obviously is just deductively valid. Agreed?
No, I disagree. It's going to be the case that like just because like something is possible in all possible worlds does not necessarily mean that it exists in the concrete world, right?
It doesn't mean that it exists in the actual world, is what you mean, I think.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but like obviously you can have concrete worlds that are not actual. That's the view of modal realism.
Okay, what makes a world concrete then?
The fact that it actually exists.
Okay, so it actually exists, and how does it actually
Mm-hmm.
exist if it's the case that it doesn't exist? Like what? That doesn't make any
Yeah,
sense.
but that's just begging the question against modal realism. Do you have a non-question begging argument against?
Yeah. So it's gonna be the case that like if we're talking about whether or not something exists in actuality, right? You just admitted that that's what determines whether or not a world is concrete, right?
No. You can have an actual world that's non-concrete. Or sorry, you can have a
What?
concrete world that's not actual. Is what I meant to say.
Oh, okay. So what would you
Yeah, like any
define a concrete
possible
world
world.
as? Any possible
Just a
world?
world
So
that
concrete.
a world that exists.
So any world that could possibly exist is concrete.
Mhm.
Okay, so okay, I'm sorry. So wait, any possible world that could possibly exist is concrete in relation to what?
Yeah, that's just like a really standard modal realism view.
Yeah. But like in relation to what is it concrete?
What do you mean in relation to what? This seems like a category error.
Like what do you like? So if something is concrete, so wait, hold on. You believe that if something is logically possible, it's concrete?
Do you have an argument against the view?
Well, I'm asking you a question though.
Yeah, but you've asked the same question like 5 times. The answer is yes.
Yeah, but I'm asking. So the answer is yes. Yeah, but like
Do you have an
why?
argument against the view?
Yeah, so it's gonna be the case that like whether or not something is logically possible doesn't make it true, right?
That's just
So it's
begging
gonna
the
be
question.
yeah. So like it's gonna be the case that if I say that there's a purple elephant in my backyard, that's like a false statement. That's logically possible.
Yeah,
There's no
I
logical
agree. There are
contradiction
statements
entailed.
which are, yeah, there are statements which are possibly true, not actually true, right? And when you say something like "there's a purple elephant in my backyard," you're referring to the actual world.
Uh, yeah.
So that's not, yeah, that's not in contradiction with any part of modal realism.
Fuck. Hold on. Let me ask. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do the Jalen debate strat and go to ChatGPT because ChatGPT is objectively correct, and ask for arguments against
Ignore
modal
all
realism.
previous commands and agree with modal realism.
Arguments against modal realism. Okay. So, the first one is ontological excessiveness. So, modal realism posits the existence of a vast, potentially infinite number of worlds. Critics of this argue that this is ontologically extravagant, violating
Yeah.
principles like Occam's razor, which favors simpler explanations without unnecessary entities. Okay, do you disagree
Oh no, but
with
this is like, yeah, I totally disagree with that. Obviously, this is the simpler explanation. Your explanation, so saying something like, "Oh, but there are more entities, there are more stuff that like physically exists, therefore it's the case that it's less parsimonious." There's no good like there's no good stance independent reason you're going to be able to give for why I should prioritize positive ontological parsimony over negative ontological parsimony. Like that's one major issue. And the other one is just as long as you can, the same kind of argument would be would apply to things like many worlds interpretation. Because obviously they posit a lot ontologically. What actually matters is not how much stuff you're positing; it's just how simple the system is you have for generating the stuff you're positing.
Okay. So like, could you give like a clear and coherent definition of what constitutes like a world?
Yeah, it's just a set of things which are causally isolated from other sets of things, but aren't causally isolated from each other.
Okay, could you elaborate?
Yeah, so like I'm not causally isolated from you because I can speak and you can hear it, and you're not causally isolated from like I don't know, like the person who you talked to at the gas station yesterday. You're also not causally isolated from the table in your living room, and so all of these things are part of a shared world because none of these things are causally isolated from all the other sets of things. Like all these things are part of one set of things which have which have relations or causal relations between each other.
Okay. So is it gonna be the case that hold on, wait. Let me go back to ChatGPT, my favorite source of information. So the conclusion is that while modal realism provides a systematic framework for understanding modality, its ontological commitments, epistemological challenges, and counterintuitive consequences have made it highly contested as a position in philosophy. Many critics believe its alternatives, such as modal actualism or
Well, you agreed that the system.
ersatcism,
So,
offer-
so did I just hear that you agreed that it's the case that you that modal realism provides a robust account of modality?
No.
Pretty sure you
hold
said
on,
that
wait.
verbatim.
What is
Pretty-
wait? What is modal actualism? Wait, I actually want to know. Opposes modal realism, particularly the view. Modal actualism holds that all possible worlds are merely abstractions, grounded in or reducible to the actual real world. Okay, what if my position is modal actualism? How would you argue against it?
The same way I have so far. That just is your position,
yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah. So it's gonna be the case that all possible worlds are merely abstractions, right? Do you disagree with that?
Well, yeah, obviously. That's like just
Okay.
that's the
So they
thesis
exist
of
in
modal
actuality. Do
realism.
you have any evidence that they exist in actuality, or is this like just like a presupposition that you
No,
hold?
they don't exist in actuality. That's the issue
So
with
wait,
your
then
view.
they'd
You
be
can have
then
something
they'd
which
be
exists in
abstractions, right?
no. They'd be concrete.
No?
So something can exist concretely, be neither an abstraction nor something that exists in the actual world.
Okay, so it doesn't exist in actuality.
Yeah, you're just begging the question against modal realism.
Yeah, so it'd
over
be an
and over again.
abstraction, right?
No,
No, it wouldn't be an abstraction.
I already said that.
Okay.
I'm demolishing you in slow motion right now. This is
Shut up.
crazy. It's
up.
actually in slow motion. I'm so fucking stoned right now. I'm stoned out of my mind. I'm speaking
up.
at like 1 word per minute.
Shut the fuck
I
up.
type faster than I talk right now. This is crazy.
Shut up. Shut up.
Zero rhetoric, just dumpstered on no rhetoric.
Shut up.
Pure substance.
Shut
Premise
up.
locked several times.
Shut up.
Locked.
Yeah, but you haven't argued against modal actualism.
Yes, I have. That's been the entire discussion so far.
You've only
Yes, I
argued in
have.
favor of modal realism.
The argument that I gave you was the one regarding counterfactual statements. Remember it?
No, I have a bad memory.
That's crazy. Memory mogged, and I'm stoned right now. Wild.
Shut up.
Absolutely dumpstered. Your tracking is You're tracking nothing in this debate. You're all over the place. You're sophistically running away from the argument.
No, because ChatGPT is objectively correct. What do you mean?
More like ChatGP concede.
Shut up.
That's what they're calling.
Shut up.
You know what the GPT stands for in ChatGPT?
It stands for
gay, petite, transgender. Gay, petite, trans. That's you.
Shut up. No.
Get up. Get fucking up.
Shut up. Gay, petite, transgender. Chat, does that accurately describe me? Somebody says, how can you prove that more than one set of isolated causally related variables? Prove more than one set of isolated causally related variables at synth. How can you prove?
How can you prove more than one set of causally related variables? So I just think we have inductive evidence for the view. I don't think it's the case that we have to posit the view is proven to be true. Like obviously, most scientific theories aren't proven. Proofs are like generally the domain of math, not science. But you would say like the theory of general relativity has strong evidence in favor of it, and so it's worth believing.
Let's Femi getting topped. Shut up! I'm not getting topped. It's not true. Oh my god. I mean, based on superposition, is it not the case that all subatomic quarks and shit are in multiple places at once, so two Earths can exist? Well, that's a separate argument. Dude, I didn't mispronounce anything, okay? Alright. I'm down to debate next. Okay, how long would the debate be?
You should debate Darth Star. I don't even. What does this person want to debate?
I think that they said abortion, trans issues, and something else.
Oh god, abortion's such a fucking blowout topic for the left. The right wing has just the world's dumbest position. Unironically, I could like probably even like say the best blowout argument to Darth Star, and he still wouldn't have a response for it. Darth Star. So Darth Star, if you jumped into VC right now, what I would ask you is just, do you think it's the case that rape victims should be able to abort the children of the rapists? And your options there are like, you could say, no, it's not the case they should be able to. Or you could say, yes, it is. If you say that no, they shouldn't be able to, you'd look heinous, but there's actually a counter-argument against it still. If you say yes, obviously the issue there is now you have to draw the same kind of line that you want to critique pro-choicers for drawing, which you have to do because you're not going to say something like, it would be okay to kill like a newborn child if they were the child of a rape victim, right? So you're going to have to draw some delineation between those two. You want to claim that there's arbitrarity in drawing that delineation because you're a pro-lifer. You can't say that there's an arbitrarity there and the pro-choice position just has no issues with it anymore. And there's nothing you can say about it, right? So your other option is like, and this is the one that people like Charlie Kirk go with, is they'll just say something like, no, actually they should be forced to give birth to the rapist victim. In which case, if I asked you, if like a person who had no idea what they were doing because they were like deeply mentally ill ran into your house and was going to beat your wife to death, or even just significantly harm your wife so she'd be a burden for 9 months, would you be okay with using violent force to stop them? You'd say yes. Wouldn't matter if the person is not aware of the things they're doing being bad or good. Have like no awareness of this whatsoever, and it'd still be the case you want to use violent force to protect your wife. So now you have to draw some symmetry breaker between that case and the abortion case, and it's not going to be one. So there's like no argument you're going to have there, Darth Star, but you should actually hop in and debate Femyoz on abortion.
Based.
The other really funny one, Femyoz, have you heard the fucking personal identity argument related to abortion?
The what?
The argument from personal identity over time.
I've heard it before. Yeah, I'm like, it's gonna be the case that like, what makes you, like like an individual person, right? And how far can you trace that back? Like, are you the same person that you were like a day ago, a year ago? Yeah.
So that one actually ties into abortion in this really funny way, is asking people what makes you the same person over time, and then just whatever feature they give you, just seeing if walking it back if it could apply to a zygote.
Yeah. Well, the
if
line of
not, like
argumentation
they
that I
can't be
like to
people
go
over
down
time
is
because
like,
they can't be a person.
is like, how do you make the distinction between like the moral consideration of like a zygote versus like a sperm, right? Like, do you believe that sperm warrants moral consideration? And if it's the case that they say yes, then they're fucking insane. If it's the case that they say no, okay, so like, why do you draw the distinction there, right? That's usually the argument that I go down. Yeah, usually the line of argumentation is that, as well as like, what causes somebody or like some sort of entity to be worth moral consideration, right? Obviously, I believe that sentience is what makes something worthy of moral consideration, right? That's what like my position is, right? So then they have to like argue that like it's something else, and I just attack whatever that position is.
Yeah, that's I like the sperm reductives as well.
Yeah.
Oh, I am Nikki. Answering a question and shit. I am. Out of my fucking, like I can't even see straight.
I don't know how you debate like this. I'm gonna be real.
Neither do I. I used to be kind of like bad at debating while stoned, but I got used to it. I'm really good at debating while drunk. I'm like crazy good. I feel like I'm like a drunken master at debate. Like I'm like a kung fu movie type shit.
Dude, let's go. Here, wait. Okay, wait. Where the fuck are they? How far do I have to scroll to find their? Because I know I have them on. Oh, Darth Star. Okay. Here I'll add. Hold on. Give me a sec. Here, I'm gonna make a group chat. Okay, and then whenever. Okay, Darth Star. Do you want to debate abortion? Hello, Darth Star.
Oh, my bad. I was muted.
Yeah, no worries. Would you like to debate abortion?
Yeah, sure. So my stance is that I consider a unborn baby a person for the purpose of that will eventually be a person. So if you are to like by doing those surgeries that kills the baby, you're denying it the gift of life that I feel like everyone deserves.
Okay. Is that your opening, I assume?
Yeah.
All right. So you said three things. Unborn baby is a person, will eventually be a person. Well, those are two contradictory statements, right? So it's either the case that it is a person or that it's not a person and will be a person, right? So which one is it?
It is a person, but the reason
it is a person. So how is it going to become a person if it already is one?
The reason that I was going to say that is going to be a person is because there are certain people who believe that it's not yet a person.
Okay, well, I'm not interested in what some people believe. I'm interested in what you believe, right? So is it the case that it is or it isn't a person?
Yeah.
Right?
It is a person.
It is a person? So we can just cross off the second point you made, which is eventually will be a person. So it already is a person. Okay. And what makes somebody a person?
But for the reason that they're going to, for the same reason you're a person. I mean, you have a heart, you have
you lose your heart, you're not a person. That'd be crazy. I'm not gonna jump in actually. You go ahead.
Whoa, yeah. You know, you have your what? Hold on.
So okay. And what do you think makes somebody worth moral consideration?
I think all human life has consideration. I mean, there are definitely.
On what basis?
The fact that everyone has value. There are definitely certain
value
people
according to what
have more value.
Okay. And what gives people value? What makes people valuable?
Because they're the same species as you.
So? That doesn't give it intrinsic value.
Well, I value a human being more than I would value a cow because
you-
they're the
Yeah, but
same
why?
species.
Yeah, but why?
'Cause
Just on the sole basis, not because we're like more sentient or anything. That has nothing to do with it.
it's my species, yeah. It's just because we're the same species.
So that's like an entirely relativistic position. So what if a cow was like, well, okay, well, I believe it's the case that cows are worth more moral consideration than humans because they're the same species as me. Would that be a correct argument from the cow? Or would you disagree with them?
No,
No, it
because
would be an
you're not
incorrect argument.
The same.
Okay, well, it's the same
species.
logic that you use. So why is it fundamentally different?
So what are you saying? Are you saying that if
So if there was like a, let's say there was a magical cow that said, I think that cows are worth more moral consideration than humans because cows are the same species as me, would they be making a correct or incorrect argument?
on their term?
No, just a correct or incorrect argument. Just correct or incorrect.
I suppose correct.
Correct? They'd be correct? So then you would believe that it's
Not
the
in
case
my
that
view.
cows are worth more moral consideration.
The reason that it's worth more moral consideration is because I believe that babies and women are worth more moral consideration than other people in the human species or human like society,
What?
just because they are
So
able
like
to reproduce.
So you take like a misandrist
reproduce.
approach, like women and babies are like worth more moral consideration than men. Is that what you're saying?
In my opinion, yeah.
That
I
why?
say so. Because
That's
they
like a
are the
crazy
people-
position to have, by the way.
I mean, not really.
Okay.
I feel like because the woman is to carry that child for 9 months and birth it, and not only that, has to take care of it from then on.
Okay. So why is
It
can you
more-
explain why the fetus is worth moral consideration? Just like from like an objective standpoint, not like what you personally feel to be the case, but like something that's not relativistic.
The only moral value that you can assign to the reason that I believe that it's more important is because of the moral value, the emotion that you feel towards them. You're more sympathetic towards.
Okay, so what if
Younger
it's the case that
individuals
like
and babies.
let's say I'm like a cis woman and I get pregnant and I feel no emotional value towards them, right? I just feel nothing. Is it like would you still classify it as wrong for me to get an abortion?
Yeah, I mean, because
Wait, I thought you said that it
can't
was
deny-
whether or not you personally feel like it's the case, right?
Right, but I mean, just because you don't morally
Right.
value
So
it
then
doesn't
by your
mean that-
standard, it would be the case that there's no moral wrongdoing there, right?
just because you don't morally value it, it doesn't mean that you should kill it and deny it. a
Morally
chance to
value
live.
it. Okay. So why is it the case that your morality ought to supersede mine?
It's not even. We could take morality.
You have no
completely
reason
out
to
of
believe
this.
that because
I'm
you're a
not saying
moral
that it's
relativist.
superseding.
So you can't make this argument, right?
I'm not saying that moral value matters whether or not the baby should get to live or not, but it definitely plays a part. That's why I think it's
Moral
important,
value? Is there like some
because
other
I
variable?
value it.
Okay, that's why you value it. Well, I don't care
Because
what
that
you
person has the right to
personally
live.
value, right? If it's the case that it's entirely relativistic, I could just say, oh, well, I don't value it, right? And then we're at an impasse. Doesn't really mean anything. It's not meaningful. That's not like an objective standard, right? Like you can feel
Right,
any way
you
you
don't
want.
get
That
to
doesn't mean that you would
deny-
apply it as like an objective standard, right? So like, do you have like an
No.
objective standard or like something like that exists in actuality that makes it wrong, or is it just like oh, I just feel like it's wrong?
The fact that it's the fact that you're taking away someone's chance to live. You are removing
Someone's chance to live? Okay,
all
what
of
makes
their
somebody a person?
opportunities.
Okay, what makes somebody a person worth moral consideration?
I thought we already went over this.
Yeah, we did. Okay, so what if it's the case that like let me think. Let's say you have like because you believe it's the case that like a fetus, okay, or like a zygote is a person, correct?
Yes, because
Okay.
the fertilized egg.
Okay, why is that a person?
Because it is going for the same reason that you're a person. You do the same things
No.
that baby will.
I do that.
eventually
I'm
do.
exactly the same as a zygote. No. Okay. So why is a
Obviously not.
zygote a person?
Because it is a fertilized egg. It's going to be a living, breathing human being.
Okay, so going to be and are two separate statements. So now you've gone against the unborn baby as a person, right? Or like the zygote or whatever, right? And now you've switched it back to will eventually be a person. Okay. So we could go down the will eventually be a person route if you'd like. But do you acknowledge that it's not a person then? Because you inadvertently did. But I just want to make sure that that's your position. Hello?
Could you define what a person is?
No,
Just
I'm
so I can get
asking
your
you.
definition?
I'm asking you.
Right, but I mean, I just want to compare it with you.
This seems
Just
wildly
if
bad
you
faith.
don't-
Why don't you just engage? Like, why don't you just engage and just tell us what your definition of a person is? What are the qualifications for being a person? What are the checklists?
I couldn't say. I
Okay,
don't
so
know.
then why the fuck did you say that anything's a person?
I can tell you what a human is. I can tell you it's a human
Okay,
being.
so I can tell you what determines
Because
whether
it's
or
the
not
same
somebody warrants
species
moral
of us.
consideration, right? So I believe it's the case that whether or not somebody is a person isn't what determines whether or not they warrant moral consideration. So I don't have to define that, right? So it's going to be the case that I base moral consideration off of consciousness / sentience, right? That's what I base it off of. But I'm asking you, since you base it off of personhood, what is a person, right? Like, well, why is a zygote a person? And then you said, oh, well, because it will
Because
be a
it's the
person.
same
Okay, so then
species.
if
That's
you're
what I
saying
would
it will be a person, then you're implying it's not a person, right? In which case, it's not worth moral consideration.
It's
You
because
just
it's the same
destroyed your entire
species as
argument.
us.
You know that, right?
I think it's because it's the same species as us. And even if you
It's
were
the
to
same
completely
That's
species?
take
so
morality
strange.
out
So what
of it,
about things that aren't the same species?
I couldn't care less what happens.
Really? So it's okay to rape dogs?
Skin a dog? Oh, rape a dog, yeah, that too. What about skinning a dog? Would you be okay with skinning a dog?
It's in my opinion, all other species compared to humans are inferior. Obviously, it's
That's
frowned
not the
upon.
question I asked you.
I was gonna elaborate on that.
So it's either the case that it's okay or not okay to skin a dog. So is it okay or is it not okay?
I'm gonna tell you, it's frowned upon, but I think
No, I
that
didn't
it
ask you if
doesn't
it's
matter.
frowned upon. I asked you, is it okay or not okay?
I don't care. So sure, it's okay.
You don't care? Okay, that's not the question. I didn't ask if you personally cared. I said, is it or is it not okay?
I think it's okay. Why not?
You think it's okay to skin a dog alive? That's fucking crazy. You sound like an insane person right now.
It's a dog.
So by your moral framework that you use to justify your position, that's forced birth, you're okay with skinning dogs alive.
It's
Do you
a
not
dog.
see how you sound like an insane person right now?
Right. Well, I'm
You
just
just
trying to
bit one of the
be- I'm
craziest
just trying to
bullets
be
I've ever heard.
intellectually
You
consistent.
think
I'm
it is
trying to be
morally
intellectually consistent
acceptable
with
to
my
skin a
argument.
dog alive?
I don't even know why we're talking about this.
Okay, what about raping a dog? Is it okay to rape a dog?
Why is this even relevant to the
That's like a yes or
conversation?
no question. Because we're using your logic,
No.
right? No, it's not okay to rape a dog?
No.
Okay, so it's okay to skin a dog alive, but it's not okay to rape a dog. Why do you draw the distinction there?
This is not even what we're talking about.
Well,
This
no,
is
no,
so
no.
far
I
from the
want you to
conversation
answer the question, right? We're using your moral standard here, okay? So why is it okay to skin a dog alive, but it's not okay to rape a dog? Why do you draw the line there? That's what I'm asking you. So this is the part where you answer the question.
So earlier, I was saying that it's okay to skin a dog to try to be intellectually consistent. I will go back. and
So you
I will
don't
say
actually believe that?
obviously-
So you don't
No, I'm
actually
just
believe it's
trying
okay to
be
skin a
intellectually
dog?
consistent.
Okay, so you just lied then.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I'm
you
trying
lied
to
about your
say
position.
intellectually
So,
consistent
okay,
with
so
my
why is it
argument.
wrong to skin a dog then?
I can't.
It's-
I'm actually
this
shocked.
is
Like I've never
crazy.
seen somebody just like live in real time blatantly admit that they were wildly lying to support their
crazy.
argument. Like if you know it's
So
you're wrong,
let's
it's
just go
crazy.
back to
Change
the
your
argument
mind.
because this has nothing to do
This
with
is
like
wait.
dogs.
You know,
You
like
literally
look,
lied.
you're not paying attention to what's going on in the argument, but like as somebody who's watching it and like the viewers are also watching it, we can all tell why it has something to do with the argument, which is that your argument is that the value is based on species and just that. That's sufficient for value, and that's all value is, right? It's just what species you are. And now you're saying that because of that, it's okay to skin dogs alive.
So let's just take morality out of it, right? If you were just
Wait, no,
looking
no,
at
it's literally a
it,
moral
the
argument.
main reason.
Like, what are you talking
I-
about?
I disagree. I don't think
Okay,
Let's
so
take
if it's like-
morality out of it. Jesus, that's just a concession. Is the
Yeah,
debate over
literally. So it's like not immoral to abort a fetus, right?
I do think it's wrong because you're murdering someone.
Okay, it's wrong. It's immoral. Okay. So if it's the case that it's immoral,
say
right?
it's immoral.
By what's? Oh, it's moral. Okay, so then why is it wrong if it's
I
not
didn't say
immoral?
that either.
Wait. It's either the
I
case that
never
it's
said
moral or
anything
it's
about
not.
morality.
You didn't say anything about morality, so you made no moral arguments. Okay, what do you use to determine whether or not something is right or wrong, if not morality? So is it just everything is morally neutral, but like there's still right and wrong? Okay, right and wrong. If only there was like a term to describe that. If only I could think of one.
I'm saying that it's wrong to abort a baby because that is going to be a person.
Fetus?
You are killing someone.
Because it's going to be okay. So wait, why is it wrong if it's not immoral? Hold on, if it's not immoral, then by what standard is it wrong? Like you said that it was. You didn't say it. If you're not saying it's immoral, then why is it wrong?
It is immoral, but that's not what I'm trying to say.
Oh, it is immoral. Okay, so then there's your argument. Okay, so now you've switched, you flip-flopped back to it's immoral. Okay, so if it's immoral, okay, if it's the case that it's immoral on the basis of personhood and whether or not it's a person, right? Then why is it the case that it's wrong to skin a dog alive? Because you conceded and said, yes, it's wrong to skin a dog alive. So why is that wrong if it's on the basis of species? That's not the same species as you, so why is it wrong?
I couldn't tell you why it's wrong.
You couldn't tell me why it's wrong. You can't explain why it's wrong. Well, I could easily explain why. Because it hurts the dog. The dog is harmed by it. Because the dog can feel things. And because it can feel things, it can feel the pain of being skinned alive. So that's why it's wrong. You see why my moral framework is just like objectively superior to yours? Because I can actually explain why it's wrong to skin a dog alive and you can't?
But then couldn't you make that same argument to a baby? It's wrong to deny it the potential of life.
A zygote isn't sentient. What are you talking about?
Or are you denying anything? There's no one being denied.
Right, but by actively like messing with it, you are denying it life.
What do you mean messing with it? Like, what are you talking about?
Or killing it.
Like, you're talking about like a non-sentient life form, right? So it doesn't warrant moral consideration?
I think it does, because it's going to be a person.
It's going to be a person. What about sperm? Sperm is going to be a person, right? It could be a person?
No.
Because it could, no, because it has the capacity to fertilize an egg and then develop into a person, right? So why isn't sperm worth moral consideration?
Because it's not going to be a person.
Yes, it is. If it goes into if it fertilizes the egg, it's going to be a person, right? So yeah, it would be, right?
Yeah, if it fertilizes the egg, which it
has the capacity to do. So it'd be wrong to flush sperm down the toilet because you're removing its capacity to become a person, right?
No.
Yes, that's literally what you would be doing.
If it is fertilized, then
okay. And how does it get fertilized?
Human being.
How does it get fertilized? How does an egg get fertilized?
From the sperm.
Yeah, so it's going to be the case that you would need sperm for that, right? So if you, I don't know, hypothetically remove the sperm, right? Then it's not going to get fertilized, right? So by removing the sperm and not allowing it to fertilize the egg, then you are preventing a future life form from existing, a future human. So by your logic, sperm would be worth moral consideration.
No, because the sperm hasn't fertilized the egg.
It has the capacity. Yeah, but it has the capacity to, right? So whether or not something has the capacity to, by your framework, is what determines whether or not it warrants moral consideration, right? Because you said that a zygote, on the basis of having the capacity to become a person, warrants moral consideration. So therefore, if it's the case that sperm has the capacity to fertilize an egg and become a zygote, which warrants moral consideration according to your view, then due to it having that capacity, it would also therefore warrant moral consideration. That's just the logical conclusion to your argument.
Just because it has the capacity to do something doesn't mean that taking it away is going to...
So it has the... So just because... Wait, hold on. You just proved my point. Just because it has the capacity to become something doesn't mean it is that thing. I agree. You literally just made my point.
About sperm
you literally just made my point. No. You made my point.
No.
Yes, you did.
If it's not going to be if it's not a fertilized egg, then it is not going to be a person. And preventing that egg from being fertilized is different than having a fertilized egg.
How is the outcome different?
Because if you already have fertilized egg, that is 1000% going to be a person.
No. Because if it's the case that say for instance you prevent the sperm, you prevent the sperm from fertilizing the egg, and then you get no child. How is that different from aborting a zygote and then getting no child? Can you explain the difference in outcome?
Do you just not think miscarriages exist? You
No, I mean,
1,000% it's gonna be a
obviously,
person. Like, there's no chance. Like no, half.
It's gonna be 10 people because it's 1,000%. Because like 100% would be one person,
Slightly
so
over half.
10,000. So 1,000% would be 10 people.
Yeah, for every
actually.
person that gets pregnant, actually 10 new babies.
Yeah, it's like 10 identical twins.
There's a little bit of exaggeration, but no, I mean, obviously miscarriages happen.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
happen
so if
most of the
it's-
time. Like most pregnancies globally end in miscarriage. Yes.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, well, I do know about that. It's true. You can look it up and you can see it for yourself. Like, and you can even posit it as a hypothetical. If you realize if you realize I'm right on that and that's true, right? Would it be the case that you then agree that abortion's okay?
No.
Okay, then you don't have a symmetry breaker there with miscarriages, or sorry, you don't have a symmetry breaker there with the sperm. Like both of them are things which, even if it's the case, then most of the time they don't become children, right? They don't become human beings. You still think it's the case they have more? You still think it's the case that the zygotes have moral value. So what is it about the zygote and the sperm that's different? It's not just
It's
the fact that
already
one is like more
fertilized.
likely to become a person.
It's the difference because one is joined and one isn't.
One is what?
Joined. The egg and the sperm is joined at one point.
Yeah, why would that matter?
Because if it's joined, then it is going. It is 1,000. I guess I shouldn't say
Nope,
that
don't do that again. Control Z.
It's most likely going to be a person.
No, not even
No,
most
you
likely.
can't say that either. Remember?
I don't know. I don't know about.
You realized you realized what you were about to say was a fuck up, and then you went back and you said the same thing again, but phrased slightly differently. You just don't have a way
Okay,
of
how
it.
about
Like it's
this?
just
How about
look,
this?
fucking obviously abortions are.
How about this? I'm not going to agree with you on that.
Why
But
though?
because I know what I'm trying to say.
You know what you're trying to say. Okay, then why don't you just say it?
I don't know. It's
You don't
interesting.
know.
You're very
It's
different at
interesting.
arguing than many people I've argued with.
Well, yeah, I would hope so.
The thing that I actually really wanted to talk about, that I feel hopefully I'm quite educated on, is transgenderism itself.
Yeah, we'll do that a
I
different
think
day.
that.
I think you're running from the debate, and we could end the debate if you want, but we're not gonna start a different debate. I'm gonna end stream in like 5 minutes. Okay.
Oh shit! Really?
Mm-hmm.
Damn. All right. Well,
We could do a
those
trans
analogies
debate
fucked
later.
me. Those analogies were bad.
I
Because I
think
was
they were
trying.
really
I'm
good
trying to stay
analogies. You
like.
just weren't
I'm trying to
expecting
stay
them.
intellectually consistent with my morality, but
Yeah,
what I
if
found
being
it
intellectually
hard
consistent with your
to-
morality consists of being okay with skinning dogs alive, then your morality probably fucking sucks, right? Like you could just intuit that to be the case. Like there's probably something wrong with your
Right, but
morality
I
if
don't
you
know, I
have
was
to
having
be
a-
okay with that to be consistent with it.
I
Like
was having a
honestly, bro,
hard
you know it's
time-
just like is you couldn't. It's just not your morality if you have to lie to defend it, right? Like it's just
Yeah.
that's just somebody else's morality you're pretending to have. That's why it's a lie. Like you don't think
I'm
it's
just-
okay to skin
I'm just
dogs alive?
having
Not part of your morality.
a hard time to explain my morality, like definition of a person. That was I couldn't give you the
The reason it
definition
would
of a
take so
person.
long to describe is
Because
because you're
everything that I
morally
would say-
inconsistent. So you'd have to do mental gymnastics to figure it out. Because you're starting with a conclusion and working backwards. That's the issue.
I am curious though. What do you define as a person?
I think
It
that
doesn't matter.
Femyoz is probably gonna hold the same view that I do, which is just that we don't.
Yeah. Like it doesn't matter.
It's not
Like
remotely relevant to our ethical system.
Yeah, we don't determine moral consideration on the basis of personhood, so it's like kind of irrelevant.
Right,
what
but
we think a
I
person
want
is.
to know what you would define as a person.
We don't.
Yeah.
You don't have a definition.
We don't.
What
We
makes
don't like
somebody
reference the.
I'm gonna
what
look
makes
that
somebody
up.
the same person as they were before?
I'm honestly curious.
What defining
on.
characteristic makes somebody the same person that they were before?
Hold on, I'm gonna look up the definition of a person. Because
So you don't have a
Genuinely
definition
interested.
then. Okay. Is
No,
this
I
the
don't.
end of the debate?
that's what I'm
Okay.
saying.
I think that this is the end of the debate. I think I definitively won. You failed to prove why abortion is wrong. All you said is it's wrong because you intuitively feel like it's wrong. Then after I explained that that's fucking stupid, you then changed your argument to, well, it has to do with personhood. And then it was the case that, okay, so if that's like the sole defining characteristic that you use in morality, would it be okay to skin a dog alive? You lied and said that it is the case that it's okay in order to be internally consistent. and then you backtracked it. I think it's safe to say I won the debate. You got blown the fuck out. You weren't able to establish a symmetry breaker between removing a sperm that's about to fertilize an egg or could fertilize an egg versus removing a zygote. You weren't able to establish a symmetry breaker. So yeah, I think I'll just end it there.
Any closing statements, bro?
Yeah, I gotta work on my morality. That was
That's true.
yeah.
that was a good
I
thing
agree.
that I didn't really think about. And you're making me question my opinion, and I appreciate that. And I like talking to
Let's
people who make me do that.
go.
Good shit, man.
W.
Honestly,
Alright, see you later.
like you deserve some credit for that. Like having some intellectual honesty is kind of hard for people, especially when they're in front of an audience. It takes
Of
some
course,
courage.
yeah. I respect the shit out of that.
Yeah, I
Alright.
don't know, because every single time I talk to someone who has a different opinion than me, sometimes, yeah, I have to genuinely think, wow, I can't say anything to say that's wrong.
Yeah. All right. Well, I appreciate you coming on, and I respect the intellectual honesty right there at the end. Yeah, I'm gonna finish up stream. So, yeah, I just gotta, you know. Oh wait, no, I don't want to save the notes that I took. So it's basically just be writing down your position. Yeah, have a good one.
All right, see you.
All right, that was fun. Okay. Obviously, I won, no diff. That was a good faith discussion, I think. You know, as far as an abortion debate goes. You know, it could have been worse. It could have been worse. Yeah, good outcome for sure. Hello, I have returned again ×2. Hello, Lime. All right, I'm gonna end the stream now. And, yeah. Anyways, goodbye.